Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's first game of the SimWorld doubleheader. First one, we got Gotham 5 facing the Ill-a-delphia Elite in a heated contest, and I'm joined in the booth by the ever-eccentric, ever-Rangoon-loving Siege. Siege, how we doing?
We're doing great tonight. Excited for this heated matchup between some citizens of Philly and some citizens of New York. Always some heat and emotion involved in these games, and also involved in this game is there's a lot of race to one implications going on in this one. As we know, Gotham 5 currently sitting at number 3. If they were to lose this game, they're gonna drop behind Beast of the East in the standings. So that's a big point. And also, while Ill-a-delphia Elite only sitting at 9 wins, as we know, there's about 4 teams sitting right outside that last spot in the Legacy Conference that all have 10 wins. This win would put them right back in it. So I'm excited to see some fire, some emotion, some passion in this game. It should be an exciting one.
Yes, indeed, and it's going to be very physical as Illy wins the tip, puts it up, and that's Quan Singleton opening up the scoring for Ill-a-delphia.
Yeah, and I believe we were talking about it before the game. You said it's got to be a big Quan Singleton game for them to get this win, and I do agree with that. He's got to show up, show out. As we know, we talk about it a lot. There's a lot of talent on this Gotham 5 roster, and there's some of it right there as Lovejoy hits a nice spin. My key to the game, like I was telling you, I think the big matchup is going to be big for Ill-a-delphia. If Jermaine Owens and Marcus Lofton can kind of battle it out and, you know, match Mugen Williams and Aaron Lovejoy, I think they're going to have a shot to win this game.
Absolutely. I think it'll be a dogfight on the lower block. It's going to be highly contested there, as that's a highly contested shot. That goes in. Not a 3, but on the line from Majere Williams.
And it's always interesting to me to kind of see when Gotham comes out, who comes out hot, because they got a lot of guys who could kind of be the guy on any given game. So it's always interesting to see who's going to come out as kind of the lead in any given game. So let's just kind of see. Let's see. It's a crapshoot.
Yeah, it's a good way to do it. Oh! Slam inside from Mugen Williams, and I have to agree with you there, Siege. They have 4 guys putting up over 10 points per game. All guys that could lead a team single-handedly. It's quite an interesting dynamic, don't you think?
Absolutely, and I think that's where a lot of their struggles came from early in the year, was kind of figuring that out, how that meshes. It caused them a lot of kind of growing pains. They've definitely heated up a little bit, got a little bit better, but that was definitely something that they were not prepared for when the season started, was how to kind of manage all of this talent.
Absolutely, and now on a 7-game win streak, they seem to have struck a chord in their strategy.
See if they can keep it going. I love watching this Ill-a-delphia team play, though. They just play with that defensive griminess. Just very tough team, very hard-working, a little undersized, especially in the front court, but they make up for it by being just absolute dogs down there.
All right, and we're going to take a quick break here before the free throw. All right, and we're back here for the pair of free throws from McKenzie and Baca. And as you said, Siege, it's going to be a tough defensive battle on both ends, and with that comes the fouling game. You definitely don't want to get too deep in the foul hole, as they say. Ill-a-delphia, pretty notable team for drawing fouls.
Yeah, absolutely. That comes with that kind of that grinded out mindset we talk about with Ill-a-delphia. They'll go right at you. They'll go to the basket, and I mean that's another strategy you could kind of play. If you can go at these bigs and get one of them into foul trouble, that's going to make this game a little bit easier on you.
Yes, and a quick rejection there by Gotham 5. Mugen Williams on the block. Going again. Williams is rewarded for his run. Ducks it down.
And these two bigs for Gotham are controlling the game early on, so we're going to need to see a little more from Jermaine and Marcus Lofton here if they're going to want to come back that.
Yes, oh! The slam by Quan Singleton. And one. I believe that's Mugin Williams on the foul call there, Siege.
There it is. Get him in that trouble. Get another one on him before the first is over, and you got kind of an issue going on.
And very quickly, as we saw the camera pan there, there's not a semi-serious face in this place. Everyone's locked in, all ready for the matchup. Every player just looks ready to kill.
That just comes with the territory. You've got these two, sections of the country going at it. There's always kind of that hate going for the people across the sideline from you. So,
absolutely, the part of competitiveness. Inside Singleton, sealing him off, puts it back up and in. And that's Aaron Lovejoy on the inside. So far, the big play for Gotham 5, a big part of it.
Yeah, the Lovejoy and Williams have accounted for 9 of their 11 points so far. Oh, and the defense too.
And a quick Nels Hall float. Take it off kilter. It's going to be very tough for Nels Hall to get his in this game, especially with all of the people down low. It's not going to be particularly easy as the three from Niger Williams.
And if they don't find a way to stop those bigs and to find something going on offense that isn't just getting blocked by Mugin Williams and Lovejoy, then this one might get out of hand pretty quick.
It'll be around fairly quickly. As we said it, Nas Hall inside puts it in.
He's going to need to have a big game for them tonight to have a chance to win in this game. We know he's their main scorer, and we know he can fill it up when he gets going.
Oh, and it seems he's feeling it a bit. With Niger Williams, pull-up jumper going down.
It was a beautiful one.
Side Hall again. And it seems to be a back-and-forth pace here, Siege. Great defense to start. Now slowly trading buckets as we wind down the first.
Running the floor.
Mugin Williams just absolutely just feeding off the pace here.
He's loving it. He doesn't care how good they hear that this Ill-a-delphia defense is. He's going to do his thing.
That missed there. Point blank. Coming down, Embarco the Williams. As you can see, Gotham 5 trying to get set here. Screen up top. Decent ball movement, but Ill-a-delphia stopping the drive effectively.
Ooh.
And Niger seemed to be an easy one there, Siege.
Seemed to be. He got his open shot, just didn't fall. Sometimes they just don't go. They just don't go.
Sometimes it's right. Lots of movement.
Ooh.
And there goes Nas Hall, doing what he does on the inside.
And so far this game, Ill-a-delphia is starting to heat up a little bit, but it's been apparent the size advantage that Gotham 5 has, not just with the bigs, but even at the 3. I mean, Ill-a-delphia's got AJ Frost out there at 6'3", and you got Mbako out there at 6'9". I mean, Mbako's as big as their center is, so it's they're gonna have to find a way to overcome that, and quickly.
Ill-a-delphia has to play among the trees to make it out with a win. And with that, we're going to take a quick break here after this Gotham 5 timeout, and we'll be back with you soon.
For a big smile out of you, you're up 2-0. What's the story? Are you not happy, or you're only half happy, or?
Still to be happy about.
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
I'm in love with that ass. Pop it like a
And welcome back from that quick timeout. 2:26 remaining here in the first. Gotham 5 is holding a 6-point lead over the visiting Ill-a-delphia Elite. In what is so far a very tough battle between both teams.
Yeah, Ill-a-delphia got a little hot there. I thought for a sec Gotham might run away with it. But so far, this size advantage for Gotham has looked kind of deadly. Especially once you get the starting bigs out for Ill-a-delphia. I'm interested to see how they're going to kind of battle that all game.
That does look pretty good. Acrobatic finish there, unable to go. And that was Jermaine Owens on the glass. Outside, Khalil Erickson, 3.
Ooh.
Tough shot. And the past few possessions for both teams have been tough looks.
Both teams playing that heated defense, that emotional defense that we knew would come with a matchup between these two cities.
And there's Cayenne Anthony there on the jumper. The son of Carmelo.
And Cayenne's talking. He's chatting out there. He's talking his stuff.
Oh, and a foul called here on Mugen Williams on the inside. That'll send Orlin Mock
I believe
to the line for 2.
I believe that's Mugen Williams' second foul also in the first quarter.
It's got to be a tough blow to Williams there as Mock is getting his first shots of the game. And for Orlin Mock, it's going to have to be a really good game from him tonight. Opposing guards, lots of skill. He's just got to put it in.
They're going to need his defense out there on the court for sure. And if I'm Ill-a-delphia right now, this is where I 100% go at Mugen Williams. Looks like they're going to keep him in the game with 2 fouls in the first quarter. I mean, if you can get a third in this last minute 17, go directly at him, try to get into his body, make him foul you. I mean, that could be a huge advantage for them because Lovejoy can't play the entire rest of the game. And then you take away a little bit of that size advantage there if you can pull that off. So if I'm Ill-a-delphia, next possession, I'm getting the ball to whoever he's on, and I'm going at him.
Right, it's going to be a tough one matchup-wise as Dior Bates puts it up and out. Anthony without a thought for 3. No.
Great board.
Yes, and Orlin Mock rising up to grab that board single-handed. And throws an errant lob directly after. Here's Anthony. Both teams just seem to have a lid on the basket.
Could be a big possession here. Maybe cut it to a 2-possession game. Could be big. There he is. Give it to him inside. He's got moving on him. See if he can get a foul.
Screen and roll. The pass is late.
Well, that's not how they drew it up, but
it's not quite pretty there. 8 seconds winding down. Anthony has it. He's covered by Mock. Anthony for 3. No good, and that will end the first quarter with Gotham 5 taking a 20-14 lead. And we will be back for second quarter action right after this. Hello and welcome back for the second quarter in tonight's game in New York. Gotham leading by an easy 6 points. And Siege, what did you see in that first quarter?
well, I saw a lot of play from the bigs for Gotham. They controlled the game on the defensive end. They had big impact. On the offensive end, they accounted for over half the points for Gotham 5. They got
There's Orland Mark. There he is.
Mark. That's something
Pass
that
inside.
they've got to have.
Oh.
They got to have Orland Mark.
They got to have Orland Mark. They got to capitalize on the opportunity as Anthony puts it in. And that was a brutal swing there for Ill-a-delphia. Quick steal. Throws it away in a bucket for Anthony.
He and Anthony is talking his game out there. He is chatting hard. He must have something against the city of Philly because he is not letting up with the chat.
Absolutely. You can just see that Gotham 5 is moving very quickly, very spry. They got something under their sleeves, it seems.
Yeah, I think what they're trying to do, if they can move fast and get these offensive boards and they can get the defensive boards and run with them, they're going to kind of not really give Ill-a-delphia the chance to set up that really pesky defense that they've got and kind of take that advantage they have out of the game. Oh, my God.
And Anthony sends Madsen sprawling across the floor. Keon Anthony.
And he is backing up that talk that he's given tonight. I heard a rumor that his father's in the building for this game tonight, so we got Mello out here somewhere. I think he's...
Oh, it sure seems like it. Oh! The slam by Malik Ali, the Philadelphia native. Slamming it down. Ooh, Siege, this game is suddenly taking off.
Absolutely. If Philadelphia can start to get a few more stops, they're going to be able to make it a tighter one.
And here's Anthony again.
I want to keep the ball out of his hand.
Anthony outside. It's going to have to be him. Deep free. Ooh, just rims out.
I thought that one was going, Mark.
That was almost in. Almost in. Just hit it out. Very close miss. And there's Madsen on the low block.
Ooh, great defense.
Fades.
Don't love that shot. Don't love that shot there.
That's not quite the elite of Madsen offensive package there.
No, it is not. He does not have that in his bag.
But there we go. That's what he has, defense. Here's Ali, who just had the high-flying slam on the inside. Floats it up.
Ooh,
and in. Tough shot by Malik Ali.
He could be that spark off the bench they're looking for. You know, they got Orland Mott coming off the bench, and he's a great defending spark. Great defender, but they don't really have, like, a known offensive spark coming off the bench. If Malik Ali can be that, that would be huge.
And Gotham 5 opening the quarter with a few quick punches. Ill-a-delphia coming right back at him with Malik Ali, putting up 2 straight buckets. And if you ever wanted to be part of the action, feel free to hop into our Discord server and join the game yourself. Whether it be a player, a coach, hell, even a journalist or a commentator. Come join us. We're always looking for talent, always looking for people that love the game of basketball.
It's a party in here.
It's a party at discord.gg/SimWorldNBA. See the game, be the game.
And it looks like we got the subway train parked right outside at the moment. They must be at this stop, maybe letting off some more fans. This arena is packed at the moment. Everyone showed up to see this heated city rivalry tonight.
I have no space to move. I have no sound to think. I don't know what's going on in here. It's a madhouse as Anthony tries to... Oh! And nice recovery there by Aaron Lovejoy, but you can see the Ill-a-delphia defense is starting to ramp it up here.
You got to get something going on offense here, though.
Seems to be only ball hopping here for Ill-a-delphia. No meaningful action as Hall for 3. No.
And they've got that duo back in here in Lovejoy and Williams. That's the duo they were dominating the game with early on. Let's see if they can do it again.
Ooh, right on cue. Blocked on the inside. Marcus Lofton's not going to play around with that.
That's what we got to see from Lofton and Owens. Is just gritty play. They're going to have to battle. They're going to have to battle all night.
And that was a nice open shot there by Quan Singleton, just unable to hit. Those are the ones that Ill-a-delphia are going to have to hit if they want to win this game.
Yeah, and this crowd is letting Quan hear it after that one. They are not kind tonight. They are not kind to this Ill-a-delphia team tonight.
Here's Mbako. Inside again.
You can't be letting...
And Majere Williams puts it up and in. Gotham 5 very scrappy on the offensive boards.
You can't be letting anyone get offensive boards like that, let alone the point guard. If the point guard on the other team, one of the guards is getting rebounds like that on the offensive end, you're going to have a long night. Someone's got to put a body on him.
Absolutely, both teams fighting hard on the boards, but Gotham 5 is just simply outdoing the Elite. Singleton, tough three, yes! Oh! What a three by Quan Singleton to beat the shot clock.
Yeah, and after all that dirt that the crowd gave him after that missed one, he said something to him. He said something to him. He's chirping the crowd.
And there we go, tough grit defense. He gets it back. And a pass inside to Mbako to put it up and in.
And it's clear that on the offensive end that Gotham is kind of just going right to the rim, right to the paint area. Everyone except for Keon Anthony, that is. He's been shooting, but they are really taking advantage of the size mismatch.
Absolutely, and with this, Gotham's holding a 10-point lead as Nas Hall puts it up and in. And I suppose we'll see in the next 2.5 minutes if Ill-a-delphia can whittle that lead down by any means.
Absolutely. I mean, for me right now, with the way they play, if they can stay within 10, keep it a single-digit deficit for going into halves, they still got a chance. As long as you're within single digits, you've got a chance to make a strike late in the game. So they gotta stay strong here. They gotta.
I totally agree. As Anthony
put a body on someone.
Majere Williams.
That's 2 offensive boards. That's third chance points. You can't have that happen in a game like this.
And the second chance points so far just absolutely killing the Elite and any momentum they may come across. Oh, the cross and the slam by Quan Singleton. And Eugene Williams is cleared out for that one.
Watch Keon Anthony here, see if he's got something else in his bag for tonight. He's fired up.
He sure is, as Williams smells blood on the water. Mbako 3, yes! Yes!
You can't let this one slip away before the half. If you're Ill-a-delphia, you got to do something here. There it is.
Had a quick timeout by Coach Reese Williams to try and quell the momentum here by Gotham 5, but they're just simply playing a masterful game so far tonight, Siege.
Absolutely. Absolutely, they're dominating in almost every facet.
Absolutely. And for those who closely follow the SWH experience, if you would like to be a journalist, a commentator, anything of the sort, please reach out to us on our Discord server at discord.gg/SwMWorldNBA. We're always looking for qualified members to join us, share their love of the game, share their expertise, and maybe even more. So feel free to hop on the Discord at discord.gg/SwMWorldNBA. And Siege, as we look here, this battle between the Gotham 5 and the Ill-a-delphia Elite, only a precursor to the nail-biter coming next game. The Bay Area Breakers versus the Heartland Zombie Stars. That's going to be a good one.
And that's almost another kind of similar matchup there. You got one team very highly touted in Bay Area. You know, they're known, they're very talented. And then you got the Heartland Zombie Stars, who their record doesn't really show what they can do on the court. They play hard. They've been much improved throughout the season. That's not a game the Bay Area can sit back and relax on. If they do, the Heartland Zombie Stars might just shock them.
I have a lot of belief in Coach Skinny. I think he can turn things around in Heartland, as Nas Hall maybe stumbled my speech with that move. Ooh. Quick one. And defense, Quan Singleton sharing words with Sire Matthews.
It's getting trippy out here.
Here we are, top of the key. That's Majere Williams. Screen, drives. Here's Matson on the help. 1 second left.
Defense.
Shot Mbako. No good.
Great defense there from Ill-a-delphia, and they got a chance to cut this deficit a little bit even more before the halftime.
Kenji Cross. Yes. Woo! Kenji Cross, quick handle in the mid-range and puts it up. Need to see a lot more of Darian Kenji Cross tonight.
Agreed. He might
And
be that
there he
spark they
is.
need. There it is.
Kenji cross steal, 39 remaining. Passing it around. Here's Cross with it. He passes it down. Quan Singleton. Back to Kenji Cross. The ball just hopping for Ill-a-delphia. Here's Singleton. Steps back. 3. No good. Quick 14 seconds remaining.
Here we go. Got to get a stop here. You got to get a stop. Don't let this lead be even any bigger before the countdown.
Here's Sire Matthews. Haul on him. Got the switch. Here's Matthews. Williams shot. No good. And that'll lead us into halftime for the Gotham 5 with a 36-29. 7-point lead. So, Siege, what did you see in that first half from the Gotham 5?
Well, I saw, like we've mentioned a few times, those bigs were dominating the game when they were in with Lovejoy and Williams. And then Keon Anthony had his moments, looked great. Mijaire Williams looking great. I mean, Mbako hit a couple shots. All around, they're playing a really, really good game. They're playing well together. From Ill-a-delphia, in the moments that they look good, they looked great. Causing turnovers, that's when they're at their best. You know, we saw a couple big plays from Malik Ali, who we wouldn't necessarily have expected. Nas Hall is getting his. He's had a couple nice buckets. But what I'm seeing from them, to really put them over the edge, they got to keep doing what they're best at, and that's forcing turnovers and running with it. And then these bigs have to turn up the intensity a little bit. Marcus Lofton and Jermaine Owens have to take this game personally. They have to say, we can battle with Mugen Williams and Aaron Lovejoy. Two guys that are highly touted as bigs in this league. They have to take this game personally.
Absolutely, Siege, and we are in for a hell of a second half when we return from this short break.
We were at the party last night. See Tom and Jen. We're so cute together. We even wearing matching sneakers. Sorry.
It's no problem.
漂亮的真的太帅了。气味很可爱。哎呀，你不要这样子啦！干嘛呢你？
那你让他看你的内裤吧。
哼，也许啊。
真的吗？
All right, fans, and welcome back to tonight's matchup. Second half, Gotham 5 and Ill-a-delphia. Gotham holding a 7-point lead. It's been a very tough battle so far, to say the least. Both teams with bad blood, a lot of emotion, a lot of heavy play. Inside, Nugent Williams tries to kick it off again. It's getting rather scrappy in there.
It's getting scrappy, Marv, on the court and off the court. During halftime, we had two guys get kicked out. It looked like it was a Philly guy and a New York guy arguing over what's better, a chopped cheese or a Philly cheesesteak. So it's heated in here. We got fans getting thrown out. We got chirping back and forth. I mean, this is exactly what we wanted from this atmosphere.
Well, see, that is indeed a tough question, I must admit, but just back-to-back turnovers to begin the quarter so far for both teams. A lot of antsiness out there. Singleton does a spin. No good. 3 in the corner. Yes!
Irish Spring Green. That's
Hey, that's
big,
an Irish
big.
Spring Green from AJ Frost.
What a way to start the quarter here.
And just like that, it's a 4-point Gotham lead.
Oh, come on, let's go. I love the energy in here.
Yep, someone turned on the Kerncraft. It's getting close. It's Lovejoy. And gets the board and puts it up and in.
He's just looking like too much to handle for Ill-a-delphia inside right now.
Yes, indeed. It's going to have to be a Quan Singleton quarter here as he responds and
That's
puts
a
it in.
tough one.
Tough shot by Quan Singleton there.
Wow, and he flexes on him.
A lot of flexion, a lot of talking happening in this arena. Josiah Matthews trying to get free. Here's Majer. He's had a couple good buckets. Crosses. Up and
Give
out.
that guy a
All
mouth.
on him. Williams just unable to convert on both.
But again, we're seeing a very consistent issue here for Ill-a-delphia, and that is the offensive glass for Gotham 5. Gotham 5 is racking up the offensive glass. They have to put bodies on people. They're lucky on that one that he didn't convert, but we've seen them convert on second and even third chance points game. If you were able to take away even half of the second chance points that Gotham 5 has had, Ill-a-delphia would be in the lead right now. So that's something Coach Drees needs to be drilling into them on this timeout. Put a body on your man. Do not let them run to the rim because we can't afford more of these second chance points.
And after that easy bucket by Marcus Lofton, Gotham's taking it upon themselves to call a timeout to try and stave the momentum. Siege. If you blink, then you missed it. The lead was just 7, and now it's down to 2.
Real quick one. Ill-a-delphia came out real ready to play. They made some adjustments during the half. It looks like what those adjustments were, I'm not sure, but we're going to take a quick break and be right back after this.
And we're back from our short break. And we're going to take the time to talk about tomorrow's matchups. 2 very good matchups. We've got the Ill-a-delphia Elite at home at the Liberty Grounds facing the Beasts of the East. Another important placement game here in the conference and for the race to 1. And following that, we got the Best Coast Ballers facing the Indy Stripes at the Levanchi Center. The Stripes, the subject of a terrible loss just last night.
Yeah, absolutely. And then that second one tomorrow night's going to be exciting with Ill-a-delphia back on the court. Or that's the first one. I'm so sorry. The second one is going to be exciting too. We got Indy Stripes and, like we said, Best Coast Ballers. I'm excited to watch LDO and Benari James go at it. 2 of the more talented guards that we have in the league. 2 guys that can really take over a game. And not only can, but you can pretty much count on them to take over the game and shoulder the load for their team. So that'll be quite a battle we'll get to see tomorrow night.
Absolutely, as Jermaine Owens just muscles his way in.
And that's what we need. Jermaine Owens and Marcus Lofton getting back-to-back buckets for Ill-a-delphia here to tie the game up. That's what I wanted to see at halftime we were talking about. I want to see them take this game personally. They could...
Ooh, Jermaine Owens again, and you saw there, that was Orland Mock on the tough contest.
Jermaine Owens, and he yelled weight room at him after that one. They are talking tonight. I love it. I love to see the competitiveness on the court.
They are going at it. Mano-a-mano.
Ooh.
Crossover. Oh, shot by Mbako is good on the left wing.
That's disgusting.
Absolutely disgusting. Mbako just a quick left-right cross and puts it in.
Ooh.
Here's Mock calling his own number, putting it up. and barely ticks iron. Gotham 5 moving it around. Sire Williams at the top calling the offense. Sire Matthews. Sorry.
Not enough Williams on this team.
Dealer Bates catch and shoot free. Yes. And an important shot there for the Gotham 5. Dealer Bates, who doesn't get much run, just puts the 3 up and in.
Made it count when he did get the opportunity. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely, and basketball's a game of opportunity. You have a few good plays at a stretch like this, you're bound to get more PT.
Absolutely.
Here's Mock inside, head down, blocked by Nugent Williams. And Ill-a-delphia, great defense to stop the fast break. As they can pass it back out and clear it. Here's Matthews, left wing, and Marco. 3. Yes.
They're making it rain. They played that inside-outside game a little bit. Early in the game, they were just going straight to the paint. Now they've sucked the defense in just enough to get these open threes off.
And timeout called by the Ill-a-delphia Elite as we're going to take a quick break here in between the action here in the third quarter with 3:23 remaining. And we're back from our quick break here. 3:23 remaining in the third quarter here in New York. With G5 just hitting 2 straight threes to lead to an Ill-a-delphia timeout. 2 tough ones, I might add. Siege, this is going to go down to the wire, don't you think?
Yeah, it certainly looks like it will. The only way that it's not going to is if Ill-a-delphia somehow lets up and lets them go back to kind of their way of dominating inside. But that might be what they have to do when you really think about it, because recently they're kind of sucking in the defense a little bit, and it's allowed those last 2 threes to go.
Last 2 threes is Nas Hall puts it up and out, and they need Nas to be absolutely perfect from here on.
Gonna need a big second half from him if they're gonna have a chance to win this one. He's their guy, and in a game like this, your guys have got to show up.
Tough shots, and Jermaine Owens misses point blank. He's been a little dominant so far these last few minutes. Jermaine Owens, 2 tough buckets, just unable to convert there.
Owens had a mismatch there on Kean Anthony. I'm not sure why they didn't go back to him, but
Gotham has it.
They're going to run this little down screen they've been running all game again.
So again, inside, no good.
Oh, more offensive rebound.
Offensive board, Keontae Dior. Yes!
More second chance points. Come on, you can play as hard as you want, but if you let the other team get second chance points, it's going to be a really tough night.
Absolutely, as Nas Hall trying to get something going. Lovejoy, no good. Nas Hall, 2 straight misses.
And he forced that one.
And Kyan Anthony has the handle here, goes inside. Unorthodox pass. Oh, the block. Alika Matson sending it back.
Oh.
Just errant pass after errant pass here. Good lay by Mbaka.
Teams running back and forth in fast breaks. Finally, one of them gets the bucket.
And here's Ali at the top of the key.
That's a mismatch.
Here's Owens. Owens smells blood in the water.
Oh.
He puts it out.
Go into him. Use your body. Use your shoulder. He's smaller than you. Come on, Jermaine.
You just got to do something. You're much bigger. Try and poster him at least. Anthony, tough shot on the baseline, looking just like his dad.
Oh my God.
And Lovejoy, easy lay on the inside.
It's getting frustrating to watch. It's getting frustrating to watch them not put a body on people. This is not the Ill-a-delphia Elite that we know. They play hard all the time. I'm a little lost for words why they're not putting bodies on people. The offensive glass for Gotham 5 has been a huge key point in this game.
Yes, and Philadelphia has seemingly taken their foot off the gas here, so to speak. Shot inside, no good, and nothing is falling for the Elite here in the waning seconds of the quarter.
Ugh. Tough run here.
Tough run in Bucko. Crisscrossing inside, Lovejoy, no!
Grab the board there, even though there were 2 Gotham players right there at the rim. He's able to snag that one.
Hall inside, yes! There he goes. And 1 for Nas Hall as the foul is called on Dior Bates. And finally some positive stuff in the Elite's direction.
And hopefully that'll get Nas Hall kind of rolling a little bit, because he's going to need a big fourth quarter to bring this team back.
Absolutely, he's going to have to put up a very tough effort to get this team back in. I believe he and Quan Singleton could do it. However, they need Orland Mock out there to contain Mbako, though. He seems to be going just unchecked.
Yeah, absolutely. That defense would be huge right now.
As Kyan, waning seconds, goes up, 3. Yes! Oh! What a shot by Keon Anthony to end the third quarter, and that puts the Gotham 5 up 13. And we'll be back in just a moment with fourth quarter action at 5 Boroughs Park in New York. And here we are back in the fourth quarter with the first game of tonight's SimWorld doubleheader. Gotham 5 leading by 12, capped off by the Cayenne Anthony 3 to end the third. And Siege is going to be a very tough one in the remaining 8 minutes here.
Absolutely. And I mean, story of the game, we've been talking about it all game. It's been a very noticeable thing. Gotham 5 has 14 second chance points in this one, as well as 13 offensive rebounds to Ill-a-delphia's 20 total rebounds. I'll say that again. Ill-a-delphia has 20 total boards. Gotham 5 has 13 offensive rebounds.
It's just been a massacre on the boards as Aaron Lovejoy puts it on over Quan Singleton, and Quan Singleton's going to be a key player in this corner alongside Nas Hall, possibly Khalil Erickson if they can get him going. And Nas, just like that, puts it up and in.
They're going to need him. He's going to need to put up about 15 points in this quarter if they're going to have a shot here.
Yes, Nas is going to need a fair bit more of those. Oh,
put a
gets
body
shook.
on someone. Put a body on someone.
And Williams.
All right, good job. Good job.
Williams with poor shot selection there. Should have drove in after the break. Oh, gets it ripped. Oh, and you hear that? A little bit of trash talk there from Tank Hughes.
He said, I'll take that. Give me that.
Here's Cayenne again. Out on that range, he can do it. Anthony backs him in, puts it up and in. And it has just been the Cayenne Anthony show tonight.
Yeah, and he's got 12 points off the bench. We won't talk about his shooting efficiency, but 12 points off the bench tonight for Cayenne Anthony.
And there's Nas Hall. Quick three.
There it is. He knows it's time for him to turn up.
And Nas Hall playing that sweet string music on the inside. Gotham 5 calls a quick timeout. They can sense the momentum coming off of him.
Absolutely, and it's still a double-digit lead here, though, so this timeout's going to stop the momentum. Gotham 5's going to come out. It's going to look a lot different after this timeout, I'm telling you. But if Ill-a-delphia can play through this timeout, keep that momentum going, those stops, those turnovers is what they need right now. There's two things Ill-a-delphia has to do to get back in this game, and that's one, turnovers. They got to create turnovers. I'll make it 3 because Nas Hall has to continue what he's started so far this quarter. Turnovers, and they got to box out. They have to box out. They cannot allow any more, not even one. 0 second chance points for the rest of this quarter if they're going to want to have a chance at this one.
Absolutely, and Siege, I think you hit it right on the head earlier in the game. You said that Gotham 5 outmatches Ill-a-delphia in those big positions, and when you have Aaron Lovejoy, Mugen Williams, both at 6'11", compounded with Mbako 6'9", out there shooting threes, running around. Ill-a-delphia, all they have is Jermaine Owens and Marcus Lofton, both at 6'9", just a complete height advantage. It can be very tough on the boards for the rest of the night for the Ill-a-delphia elite.
Absolutely, and what we've seen happen is that even when they're putting bodies on those two big guys, the guards and the wings for Gotham have been able to get in there and get offensive boards because nobody's putting a body on them. You can stop the big men from getting the offensive glass, which they haven't all game. They've got theirs on the offensive board. But if you don't put a body on the guards and the wings as well, they're just going to crash the boards. And your big men are so preoccupied with stopping Lovejoy and Williams from getting the board that they're not able to get it. You have to put a body up everywhere.
And nice pass from Eugene Williams. Keon Anthony once again on the inside.
He looks great tonight. He came out talking smack, and he's backed it up so far.
He looks absolutely insane tonight in terms of his play. And Hall, yes. And Nas Hall has woken up. He has woken up, it seems. Gotham 5 trying to extend the lead, but Hall's not having it.
Yeah, Nas Hall can keep scoring the ball, but if they don't get stops on this end, it's just going to be all for naught.
And Majere Williams runs right in for an easy slam.
You can't let guys get to the basket that easily. That's not the Ill-a-delphia defense that we're used to.
And there's Quan Singleton responding right back. I think the key, Siege, is going to be the Ill-a-delphia defense for the remainder of the night. I'm seeing a lot of standing around, not a lot of switching. People are losing their matchups. It's just not looking good so far.
Oh, and speak of matchups, that's a mismatch right there in the post. Now it's Hall trying to guard Lovejoy.
Julian Lovejoy passed it
Oh
off
my
for a tough
God.
three. I believe that was Kyan Anthony, wasn't it?
Oh my, he's
Goodness.
got 17.
What a game for Kyan Anthony.
And like we said, his father, NBA legend Carmelo, is in the building tonight, and I guess he wanted to show out for Pops.
Well, if that's the case, he better come to every game for the rest of the season.
Well, I heard
The rejection!
Jeez.
Lofton sends it back. And a little bit of a hush has gone over the crowd after that defensive move. Here's Lofton. Passing out, a little bit of movement here from the elite. Tough shot inside. Singleton gets his own board. Erickson shot. Yes.
All right, it's not over. It's looking bleak, but it's not over. But they stopped from here on out. Stops. This is gonna have to be a 12-0 run.
Yes, and the elite are just barely hanging on by the skin of their shorts as Lovejoy puts it up and in. It's just easy baskets every time for the Gotham 5, and it seems that the elite have no answer.
Yeah, they've had a hard time containing these bigs all night, and that led to some open threes for the wings.
Here's Erickson.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, Ill-a-delphia sure isn't going to lay down, no matter how much time's left on the clock. That's not who they are. So, at the very least, we're going to see them put in effort for this last 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Yes, and here's Anthony. Hall on him. Anthony smells blood in the water. Passes it off. Screen, Lovejoy inside. Dior. Oh, gets it blocked on the near highlight dunk there.
He was going for a career ender on that one.
And here's Hall for one of his own.
Okay, 10
Puts it
points
up
in.
and down. Lead cut to 10.
Another big stop here, another big stop here. I'm wondering why Orland Knock is not out here on the floor guarding Kyan Anthony.
A complete mystery to me as well as Lovejoy. Oh, good. Inside. Oh, Eugene Williams.
Get
Tough
a body
finish.
on somebody. I'm sorry,
Khalil
Marv.
Erickson.
I'm fired up about this.
It's all right. Khalil Erickson he did the best he could there. Singleton out to Hall. It's going to have to be a score here. Hall for three. No good.
Oh, Marv, that might just about do it here.
Barring some sort of miracle, it seems the Gotham 5 have gotten an important win here at Five Boroughs Park.
Well, the energy in here was unmatched tonight. At points in the game, it was very back and forth, great game, but Gotham 5 is going to come out on top. They're going to come out on top. They're going to extend this win streak to an 8-game win streak, which is insane. They've really turned things around there.
Sanity and Nas Hall! The slam, the hoop, and the harm.
Jeez.
And the crowd goes silent. You could hear a pin drop in this building after that Nas Hall sledgehammer.
Nas Hall does not look pleased, though.
Nugent Williams just in the way there.
He is not happy with that slam. That slam was him taking out his frustrations from this whole game.
Absolutely. I believe I agree with you there, Siege. He does not look happy whatsoever on that line.
See if Gotham can just add insult to injury here.
Mbako, one of his own. And that'll just about wrap it up there, Siege. There's Gotham 5, now an 8-game streak, and Nas Hall a little too late.
He's just going to pad his scoring average here. You can't blame him there. He's the kind of guy who, no matter what the score is, he's going to get buckets. It's just what he does. It's in his nature.
Indeed, there's a 3, I believe, from Bates. No good. And one of the final possessions here, Hall will bring it up, and Gotham 5 streak, as you said, going up to 8 as Erickson gets the alley-oop slam down.
Oh, they got it to single digits finally. A A little too late, but
just a little too late. And Grease Williams can't get too happy about the outcome of this game. Just outboarded. No defensive philosophy. Just a very tough one overall.
yeah, it's going to be back to the drawing board for Ill-a-delphia after this one.
And that'll do it. The Gotham 5 take the win 74-65 over the Ill-a-delphia Elite in Game 1 of tonight's doubleheader. I'm Marv Albert, and I'm joined in the booth by Siege. And we will see you on the post-up. Host yells, special guest, I believe Jalen the Guru. So stick around for that, and we'll see you again at 9 p.m. See the game, be the game.
Well, what do we got over here? We got Maestro in the building. Maestro, I don't know what you did to your mic earlier, but it sure sounds weird. But we're going to rock anyway. We're here with another episode of the Post Up. Obviously, I'm Yells, and obviously that's the Maestro, because I just shouted him out. Maestro, how you doing today, man?
Hanging in there, fam. Trying to get it done. Trying to get it right. How you doing, Pete?
Hey, it's another day. We get through it. Whatever it is, we get through it. It's a good day. Every day is a good day. Every day.
Amen, brother. Day. Amen. Only easy day was yesterday.
Hey, but I will say this. For Ill-a-delphia Elite, it may not be such a great day. Am I right or am I right? Hey, man. They struggled. They competed. Let's just talk about this game real quick. I'm going to throw my thoughts out there, and I'm going to throw it over to you, Maestro. But Ill-a-delphia, Philly town. Everybody knows Philly. If it's associated with Philadelphia, it's going to be gritty. It's going to be tough. Even the 76ers in their weakest moments. But they were scrapping and they were fighting, but they were just outmatched, man. They were outmatched on the glass, in the words of may rest in peace, the Macho Man Randy Savage. They were outmatched. They were definitely outmatched on the glass, and that was their downfall. Not a whole lot of analysis there, but what did you take away from this game, if there was anything outside of that?
Oh, absolutely. You know what? It's something that, something I talked about during my podcast. I talked about how rebounds are going to make the difference at this point in the season, because that's the only other thing other than scoring that can help you get to scoring faster, right? So you look at this team, and oh, by the way, to be ugly about it, whether you're in the race to one or not, the playoffs started already.
Yeah.
You just don't know it yet. If you're going to play like that, whether you're in it or not, the playoffs have already started. Teams are getting their act together. And, I always had a soft spot in my, heart for the ill, right? Always been about the ill for me. I did not see any of the grit you talked about earlier, but worst thing that I saw tonight, every opportunity they had to convert, to turn around, and I won't say easy buckets, but intentional buckets, they missed. It was almost as if, I don't feel like scoring just yet. Maybe not right now. Maybe later. And oh, by the way, getting out rebound didn't help 38 to 26. That's 12 rebounds. You know what I'm going to say? 12 rebounds adds up to what? About 8 points. So, on the low end of the scale, obviously it was probably more than that tonight. But that's exactly what I saw. I did not see them digging in the paint the way they normally do. I did not see that game across the table like we normally see. And Yells, the transition wasn't there. It was almost as if they kept stripping the gear every time they hit the half court line, man. It just wasn't what you would expect to see at this time of the season.
So to be coupled with the poor rebounding, which I don't want to give anybody an out, but G5, man, Gotham 5, that's a big team. They are huge. No one talks about them so much, in my opinion, enough. There's some down talk about Mackenzie Mbako not being what he's supposed to be. The dude is 6'9" and he can shoot from the perimeter anytime you want. He gets his shot off. You got Majere Williams running point guard at the prep level. He's 6'3". Did I say Mackenzie was 6'3"? He's 6'9", excuse me. Majere is 6'3". Right. Then you got Lovejoy, 6'11". Mugen, I'm not sure how you say it. Mugen Williams, 6'11". Keem Matthews, 6'8", and these guys, they're active big bodies. Mind you, they're not just big bodies; they are terribly active. So, anybody competing with them on the interior, I understand what the struggle is. But what I will not understand is you are not going to beat Gotham 5 giving them the helpers. 7 turnovers, and then a lot of those missed shots. And this kind of goes back to what I always say about James Harden when I get on my beat James Harden down. A terrible shot that leads to transition offense for the other team is just like a turnover. Mm-hmm. It's not recorded as a turnover, but it is. You feel me?
I'm with you.
So, Ill-a-delphia struggled tonight. I think they were outmatched in a lot of ways, man. So I don't know if there's a whole lot to take away from this game. You know what I've been waiting to talk to you about, though, Maestro.
Let's get it.
Man, oh man, did you see Nick Hugo last night? If you haven't, I feel that little laugh makes me feel like you did. 11 points, 9 boards, just 1 short, 6 assists. I think he had 2 steals and a SimWorld Hoops League season high. It's a record. 11 blocks on the night. Then he bounces back this morning. On a I don't know if you call that a turnaround game or what it is. Immediately flying out to the Middle East, and the man puts up 21 points and grabs 17 boards. I know you like it dirty. Is this kid dirty enough for you or what?
Ooh, man, let me tell you something. I almost got me a tattoo that said NH, bro. He went, okay, I'm gonna let people inside the curtain a little bit here. I got wrapped up with some law school exams for a couple of states yesterday, so I was dealing with that. So I had to catch everything on the DL after I got out all that. Mm-hmm. So I was looking at some box scores. I went back and checked out the stream of the game. The production, by the way, for SimWorld Hoops, mwah, mwah, mwah. It's just beautiful.
It's all right.
And I watched my man do his dirt, and I'm like,
Let me ask you a question real quick, Maestro, before you get into it. When you check those stats at first, did you do a double take? Did you think there was an error?
Wait, a double take? I had to pick my laptop off the floor and put the screen back on. I'm like, oh, whoa, man, I think my screen's cracked. What happened? And I looked at it again. Oh, no, that's what's up. Dude, I was like, where has that been? Because, and it was, I'm going to tell you something. It was dirty to the core. Because you could tell it was all about attitude. And the one thing, what's the one thing we say you can bring every night no matter what?
Effort.
Thank you. he brought it all night, all gas, no brakes. I'm like, that's my dude right there. That's the kind of game, hopefully, with having 2 games like that back to back, my prayer is something clicked in his dunna, like they say in the South, because we don't say DNA. Something clicked in his dunna.
I've never heard that. That's new. I'm with it, though.
He's gonna see he can bring that, right, on a regular basis, because I'm going to tell you something. That makes up for a lot of other stuff, man. And oh, by the way, that efficiency, right, brother? That efficiency, how he was able to execute all across the table with that kind of effort, and it was just almost like he was a cheat code.
The energy that he brings to the game is insane. And I really think, if Run DMV, I'm not going to say creeps into the race to 1, but it's quite possible, looking at what's happened here recently, they may limp into the race to 1. It's possible. Mm-hmm. But on any given, not any given Sunday, but any given night, when you get that kind of effort from a guy, and here's one of the things, man, when somebody's giving that kind of effort on the court, it wears other players down, and it may not show up on the scoreboard or on the stat column in the first 3 quarters. When you get down those last few minutes of a game, and they're like, man, I'm tired of fighting this guy off the glass. I'm tired of going in here. I done dribbled 600 times, gave you a highlight move, got to the rim, and this guy just snatched it out the air. Like, it's deflating. Mm-hmm. And Nick Hugo's definitely one of those guys, man. I thought you might have some feelings on him because he got down and dirty. He got pigsty dirty.
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. Listen, Donald Redding. I'm saying his name. I know I don't want to say anybody his name. Donald Redding, high big time superstar, out the son of the South recruit, blah blah blah, whatever. One thing that I will always sleep good at night knowing, I made him sleep in a district playoff game. I made him quit. He did not come out for the last half of the 4th quarter, and it was only a 2-point game because I slept in his drawers all game long. Okay. That nasty effort like you're talking about, you would never lie, brother. When you put it in their face like that, they will shut down on you if they ain't got no heart. And you said right to the point, brother.
Oh, man, so many. On top of your point, great point there, but so many innuendos there, I almost lost my mind. I'm on overload. My God. My God. But yes, absolutely. I tell Rick that all the time. I talk to these guys in SimWorld about it. That's my thing. Go to the court defensively. You can make your game easier. You can literally you can break someone's will and take them out of their game, and that's what I like to do early. A lot of people laugh at Patrick Beverly. He tries to do it verbally, which I think is kind of ignorant. But you can't take that effort. You can take that pride in that game away from somebody with effort and just kind of working them out real quick. And Nick Hugo definitely can do that.
100.
South America, man. South America hosted Cascadia. Cascadia coming off a quick turnaround, had to fly down to Brazil. I can understand why anyone may get in a little trouble down there, but I don't know how you get in trouble like that so early in the morning. Arthur Lattimore did his part.
He never shut down. Come on now. He never shut down in Rio, baby. You know how we do. Let's do our thing, bro. Come on now.
Well, look. Well, that must have been something. I know these kids had never seen anything like that. Arthur Lattimore definitely did his part, 24 points on 11 of 15 shooting. But guess what?
By himself.
Patricio Ramirez also had 24 points on 11 of 13 shooting. 10 boards. He was streaking to the lane on the pick and roll. Who was giving him that ball? Mr. Sampaio, 17 points, 6 assists. South America, 81 to 74. Put the brakes in the halt on Cascadia, and King Arthur was not very happy about it. South America started this season off, man, 5-0, and they've looked like absolute trash ever since then. But these last three to four games, they've looked tough, man, and I think they may have something to build on next season. What do you make of this Patricio Ramirez kid and Mike House? I think he's out of Texas. They have on the squad that may be returning for him.
Well, first of all, Patricio was one of my top 2 dirties on my all dirty team. The man had 12 games in a row this season, put up a dirty stat line. This last game was his 15th dirty game of the season, right? So he's a leader in the clubhouse in terms of personal most. Now, I'm just going to say this. With him, if they would have found a way to work around, use him as a focal point all season, I think that 5-0 record would not have been an anomaly, and it would have been something else. And I think they would have. I think their overall record now would really reflect that, because he's been doing this all season. Just when you're doing it on a team that's not getting attention because the record doesn't give you the attention, you're really not going to get noticed. But between him and the house, oh my goodness! And then if you want to get really funky about it, and again, I'm going to have to be kind of flexible, like who might be coming back or whatever, how it works. But if I believe everybody on that team is eligible to be back next season. I'm going to need you to correct me on that if I'm not, because I'm looking at the fact that you got players that are putting up. Addison.
I'm looking here. Patricio Ramirez. We'll have to check some birth dates. He still may be eligible to play in SimWorld Prep next season. You got Allison Sampaio, Alexander Washington DeBrito, DeCosta. Mike House may still be eligible as well, but I think he may be moving on. I know he has some offers as well. But continue. I'm sorry.
Understood. No. I needed that. Thank you. I really appreciate you for that, fam. So here we go. I look at that group, and I look at, like you said, what they have started putting up over these last few games, getting into, not just barely get into the double digits like they were earlier, solidly get into the double digits. Yes, Patricio banked out a 24, but Addison, 17, Mike House, 10, Dongo, 12. I mean, you have players that are putting the ball in the hoop, in the basket. You got to score, right? But what I found amazing to watch them play the way they played over these last few weeks, asking myself, where has that been for like the middle part of the season? And I looked at a team, and you knew I was high on Cascadia, right? Not just because of Arthur Lattimore, but because I thought they were finally coming around to be a team. To watch them go there in a position where a win gets you closer to the race to one, and that 81-74 score, you say what you want to say, I'm not feeling like it was that close. No. And I'm only saying that because South America played smart basketball in the last two. Yes, they got outscored in the third quarter, but they played super smart basketball in the fourth quarter. Hit for tat, did not get out of their game, and Cascadia just did not have the gas. I mean, again, you either let Arthur Lattimore go off or you just stop him, because he was basically the lone Dark Knight tonight, because Robin, the Penguin, Cat Burglar, and the Hamburglar were nowhere to be found. He was by himself.
Those are the co-stars, I guess is what you're saying. Got you. Okay. Well, yeah, hey, South America got it done. That's going to put a dent in Cascadia's race to one outlook. Cascadia currently sitting at 11-13 on the outside looking in on the race to one. South America out there playing spoiler, still technically can make it into the race to one, as they're only 2 games out. So I mean, hey, this is the race to one. This is right now we need to be looking at the race to the one, right? Because
thank you.
There's only a couple of teams that are out. I don't know if anyone's told them yet. I don't want to say anything. But Middle East, you ain't going to be in there. We ain't going to see you. SimWorld, South America, you're not mathematically out, but don't want to burst that bubble, but you ain't going to be there. Outside of that, the North, you're out of there too. Sorry.
Brother.
A little too cold.
No.
But other than that, everybody else is in this.
No,
thing.
brother, sorry. Look, you got me all hyped, because that's exactly what I talked about from the Talk Dirty to Me podcast about the people on the outside of the race to one. That's exactly the point you just made, was exactly what I was talking about. Everybody can look at the top, that's fine. But when you're looking at in each division, 5 to 6 teams that are all within that 2.5 game window, a couple of them in, a bunch of them out, but it's 2.5 games separating that many teams.
It's crazy.
Brother, let's just get in the middle of the ring, put some more water in the mud, and let's just start banging each other with chairs, because somebody's got to come out of it. Might as well have fun doing it.
Yeah, I agree. Let's just let them fight. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'm kidding. All right. Yeah. So before we get on to the other, final score that we have for the night, man, you just kind of led me in, and for the people that stay tuned to the post up, you sometimes you get some you get some vital information. Sometimes you get some, some little tidbits, some secrets that may not have been put out there. But word on the street is, and I've been given the liberty to put this out there, is that next season, every team in SimWorld, in the SimWorld Hoops League, will be eligible to the Race to One, as the regions will be broken into 4 regions next year. There'll no longer be conferences and divisions, but there'll be regional matchups where these guys will be facing off against each other over and over to kind of help the travel restrictions and all that. But come Race to One, everybody gets a chance. So that's what I'm hearing. I guess there's more details to come. You keep it locked in the Discord and the media feed. I'm sure there'll be an article coming out about it with some more deets. But yeah, that's big time news. So everybody has a shot and they have something to build on now. So might drop on that one. But now I got to pick the mic back up.
You gave me goosebumps, fam.
I got to pick the mic back up though, Maestro. We got another final that just came in, man. The Originators, we're talking about Gotham 5 just finished getting it done. They extend their win streak to 8 while everyone's sleeping on them. They got a league high 8-game win streak right now. But out east, just a little bit northeast of them, the OGs just finished beating down on Gulf Coast. DJ Wagner, 23 points, 10 of 19, 5 boards, 5 assists. Ilgauskas, 13 points, 8 boards, 5 blocks, 4 assists. De'Aaron Cruz coming off the bench.
Dirty game. It's 14th dirty game of the season. What does that tell you?
Gulf Coast coming off a big win just yesterday, but they got a big beat down, 18-point loss here today. The Originators have won 7 in a row. Are they the top team? And you know what? Let's just ask, because I know you like to rank. Here, you and I, we get along on a lot of things. When you start talking about where people are ranked, that's why I break apart there, because I could care less what a ranking is. But I say all that to say this. In order, Maestro, what are your top 3 teams?
Okay.
Because these records, there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of favorites that goes on in some worlds. I'm gonna just keep it real. Guys like to pub and prop their guys on teams, but there is a clear cut top 4 or 5 teams here, and I want to see who the top 3 are to you.
All right. Okay. For me, it's gonna start with the Originators. Everything about them, and I say everything, I mean everything about them, from the coach to the last set of kicks coming off the bench, no doubt, right? Okay, so they're gonna be my 1. I got to go with my 2, Bay Area Breakers. I like what they bring together as a team. I like how tough they play. I like just everything across the table, how they're balanced, their ability to attack on both sides of the floor. More importantly, I love the way they play. I love the way they play transition.
So that's 2.
Just love it.
You only get 3.
Okay.
Who's 3?
I only get 3. So if I got to go with Tree, I'm gonna make you mad, fam. I'm making you mad, fam.
It's all you, man.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna have to pull up a little love for some Blaze, because I was stuck. I was stuck between H-Town and Southeast, but since I'm only big 3, it's going to be H-Town. I just think H-Town has just enough what it takes to how they win is by playing to the weakness of the team across from them. Sometimes they get caught out. Yes, sometimes they get caught out, but they're sort of like that team that just kind of keeps walking you down. You're running and looking back and all scared. I'm not going to call them zombies, but that's kind of what they're doing. They walk you down every game. I like Southeast Select. I think their game is really solid, and they actually, for me, are able to play above themselves at times. But man, their losses scare me, because when they lose, it's ugly, right? So you got to go with Originators, Bay Area, and H-Town.
Wow. So Rick's supposed to be the one that has the blazing takes. I know he's enjoying himself out of the country right now. I guess you took over. These are scorching hot takes. So you guys hear it here first. Maestro's y'all guy. Who he left out of his top 3? Southeast, currently on a 6-game win streak. Gotham 5, currently on an 8-game win streak. That's controversial, Maestro.
Yeah, hey, brother, come on. Now, look, you told me I got to do what I got to do, so I did what I did. That's what it is.
All right, man. So look, we're on an extended episode of the Post Up right now. I want to take a moment, and really, I'm just going to talk through some stats for a minute because I feel these young kids out here, they're busy in the gym, they're working out, and then they're busy on social media talking crap. I'm not sure everyone's digging in these numbers and know where things stand. So I'm kind of perusing the SimWorld TV stats page here. I'm gonna just talk through a little bit, see what your thoughts on it, Maestro. I'm looking here, man. We got our league leader in points, Bronny James at 22.8. We got a young man by the name Akeem Young, plays for Gulf Coast Lockdown, 3.5 offensive rebounds a game.
Yeah.
Here's our top rebounding guys, and you know what? I'm gonna go backwards here. Blaine Kidd, still the only triple-double in all of SimWorld hoops. Almost got caught by Nick Hugo last night, but who is leading the league in double-doubles? You got 5 seconds. Let's see if anyone out there, in our viewers.
Trey Hyman? Is it?
Any of our viewers, y'all gotta breathe. Y'all got a hot second. Let me know. Trey Hyman is not the right answer.
Oh,
it is Big Tyson Simpson. 13 double-doubles so far. Followed by Patricio Ramirez with 9. Trey Hyman's following just after that. So, another reason why Patricio Ramirez might be or should be a little higher on people's lists than where they want to give him credit. Here we go. And I think I may have tipped my hat here. Patricio Ramirez is leading the league so far in free throws attempted. He gets to the free throw line. Either he's dunking on your head or he's getting fouled and getting compensated with some free throws. But right behind that, you got LDO, Henrik Vekic, AG Fabinle, and Jafet Towns. That's rounding out your top guys that know how to get to the free throw line. Let me ask you this.
Come on.
I think we all know who the top 3-point percentage-wise shooter is in all of SimWorld hoops. Even if we don't know, I think everybody's probably going to guess the same person, right? But let's follow right after that. Who are the most deadly 3-point shooters in all of SimWorld hoops that have at least 60 3-point attempts? Who you going with? And anybody out there tuning in right now, Coach Pope, I see Ronnie's in the building, Ronnie Shanahan, Kasim Porter, Coach Myron Murray, Coach Drayton, Renzo, what's going on? Then we got Mr. Pinkard in the building. Anybody want to chime in? Let me know who y'all going with on these questions. Top 3-point shooter outside of Trey Turner.
Okay, my 3. Okay, I'm gonna say, and I'm not showing the number of attempts, so I'm gonna need you to guide me on this one if I step out of bounds. Kadarius Lofton, I just love his shot. I just think it's just made. His shot is made to be made every single time. DJ Wagner is another shot that, man, it's like whether he is contested or not contested, his form, his footwork, he shoots from the balls of his feet like we're taught to do, and it's just natural. You can tell it's not forced. And if I have to go with another third, let me see. Oh, goodness. Let me see here. Help me out, Blaze. I'm telling my Blaze right now. I'm going to have to say, man, okay, Daniel Ori comes to mind. But I had another player in my heart, and that was Trey Truck. Those guys, when I watched them when I watched them shoot, you know me, I like someone who can shoot with fire in their face, right? Show me that you got a bull coming at you, and you can still see that rim, slow your heartbeat down, roll it off your fingers like you're supposed to, boom, boom, pow, nothing but net. Boom, boom. I love seeing that happen. A lot of guys throw up threes, and I'm saying throw up on purpose. You know what I'm trying to say here. But these guys shoot threes, and to me, it's nothing but artistry, man.
So this is going to throw you for a loop. Daniel Ori is not in that following 3. He is number 5. 58% Daniel Ori from Beyond the Arc is knocking it down. And here lately, he's been an absolute flamethrower, hitting everything that he puts up. But I'm going to go backwards here. This young man I don't think he was on a team to start the season. And then some room was made for him because one of his teammates got suspended for the year. But Adam Mahmoud out of ATL, 61%. Next up, This team has struggled mightily. We hear a whole lot about his brother, but this guy is a sniper. He's number two in all of Sim World Hoops. 61%, almost 62% from deep. Barkley James, he also started the season, was not on a team. These guys have put up 60 attempts. These aren't people that are just shooting marginally. They're putting the rock up. Barkley James, so Trey Turner's leading the way, followed by Barkley James, Adam Mahmoud. Aiden Weaver was just above Daniel Ori. I did leave him out. Don't want to forget him out of bad boys. These guys spread the court for their teams, and they knock it down. So I'm not going to talk about 3-pointers made. We already kind of went there. There's some guys there: Trey Turner, Kadarius Loftus, Daniel Ori right there, Azad Abdul Rahman, and Trey Trust round out the top 5. I want to come to another important stat here, man. Assists per game. Where y'all at out there? Coach Murray, Coach Pope, you still in the building? Maestro, who is leading? Give me the top 5 guys they're passing the rock and they are responsible for someone else getting a bucket.
Now, I'm gonna let people behind the bucket on us, all right? Right now, I'm working with some bootleg connection, and my computer screen ain't exactly looking like it's supposed to look. So I'm going off of what I remember from the games that we've seen so far this year, the guys I know that can pass the ball and do. So I'm going to say another name. I'm going to rinse and repeat another name for us. DJ Wagner. DJ Wagner is one of my guys. If I need an assist to happen, I'm going to come to him. And I'm going to go to LDO because LDO has that I can be the assist man or I can take it over man game. And then I'm going to need you to straighten me out here. I think people sleep on Bronny James' assist game. I think he actually gives his teammates a solid opportunity, and I think he would have more assists if they converted more because he's a natural passer too. So how did I do, fam? What did I do?
We'll go backwards. Once again, you named someone who was just outside the top 5. DJ Wagner at 4.3 sits at number 6. So check this out. I was actually just looking at this earlier. Tyson Simpson is out here making guys look like he's making them look like facilitators in a major way. And I don't want to take anything from these guys because both of them, when we watch the games, they have great IQ. They make the correct pass. It's not always flashy. It is not always oh my God, look how he set all this up. It's just the correct pass, most importantly, to the correct player. Devin Fields, 4.5 assists a game, is number 5 in our league. David Duffy at 4.9 is number 4 in our league, both playing for Beyond the Arch. That's crazy to me. Right after that, LDO, I think everyone knows that man gets a little bit of everything done. Lace Darius Outlaw for Best Coast Ballers at 5 assists a game flat. Montel Cage, who struggled yesterday, 5.2 assists a game. He has been seen to turn the ball over a little bit here recently, but nevertheless 5.2. And our assist leader pretty much for the entire year thus far, Mr. Samuel Bogus, on top of hitting clutch buckets and getting some timely steals, he's been dropping dimes, and a lot of them have not been the Lorenzo Phenom, go figure. So Samuel Bogus leading the way. Hey,
bad boys.
5.8. Look, we're gonna get into these. We're gonna do these quickly, man, because I want to get into the 3 and the key, and then we're gonna take our Kobe 24-minute break before we get into our last game of the night. So let's run through some of these quickly because I think this is some good education. Who point wise is the top offense in Sim World Hoops?
Oh, the league leaders.
Yep.
Okay. I caught myself trying to look this up earlier.
No, we're not looking at them. I'm just telling you. This is eye test, Maestro. Who you got, man?
Okay. So if I come off the top of my head, if I had to give you 3 teams, I'm gonna say
just one.
Barrier Breakers. Okay, just one.
This is your guess. This is an eye test.
Okay, my test. Okay.
And everyone else out there too. Yes. Who y'all thinking?
Originators.
The Originators, man, you have an uncanny talent for this. This is mind-boggling. The OGs are number 2. at 75.5 points per game. Best Coast
Oh.
Ballers, Coach Murray loves to get up and down the court. He has the right player to do it in LDO. To me, it
Yep.
feels like one of those old school Phoenix Suns kind of scenarios where there's high usage, there's high tempo, and it inflates the numbers a little bit. And some people would say that the person that's running that offense doesn't deserve it because numbers, are inflated. And that is kind of the argument that LDO gets so far this season. But nevertheless, highest powered offense right now at 75.9 points per game, and that's actually down. They were at 77 a bit earlier.
Okay.
If you need an offensive rebound on the glass, who's getting that done for you? What team?
Oh, wait a minute. I just wrote about this. Okay. Wait. Give me. Okay.
I apologize to our fans that Maestro does not know what quickly means. He takes his time.
I'm so sorry. H-Town.
Nailed it. Yeah. All right. Hey, just to throw some other ones out there, there's nobody within. They're leading the league by a full rebound and a half per league. Offensive rebound and a half per game. Total rebounds, who's leading the way?
Wait a minute, that's got to be H-Town too.
It absolutely is. 36.2 rebounds a game. Next closest is SimWorld Asia Pacific. Notably, I'll just throw out there, Best Coast Ballers is up there too. So I find that quite appealing. So assists per game, this may be easy, and we may have tipped that earlier. Who's leading the league in assists per game?
Oh, you totally tipped it. BTA, baby.
BTA,
Totally
Beyond the
tipped.
Arc is leading the way. We'll go ahead and throw out there Rocky Mountain Monsters right there at 17.9. The Originators, 17.5. They're moving the ball. Samuel Bogus responsible for 6 of Bad Boys, 17.4 per game. And shout out to Run DMV, who plays some great team basketball at 17.3. All right, man. Who's getting the ball? When we talking about shooting from deep, like we need a shot from deep. Who's putting up the most threes per game?
The most threes. I want to say the Indy Stripes, but I don't think that's it.
5, 4, 3.
I'm gonna stick with it.
2.
Indy Stripes. I'm gonna stick with it.
Once again, Maestro has the uncanny ability to be number 2. Indy Stripes number 2 in the league at 18.8. They absolutely put it up there. The Originators 18.5. They're number 3, but number 1. Hey, I heard Coach Murray tell me this a while back, and it stuck with me. Hopefully, I'm not giving his game plan away. It's not a game plan, really. He says everybody on his team needs to be able to dribble, pass, and shoot. Run DMV, almost 23-point attempts per game, and they got some guys that knock it down. All right, man. So we talked about this team earlier. We're not even going to get into we won't play the guessing game here. One of the reasons that South America may struggle as much as they do this season, and I won't say may, they're leading the league in turnovers per game.
Yeah.
So when you guys are out here talking about everything that you're getting done, getting stops and protecting the ball is a part of the basketball game as well. South America, Patricio Ramirez all over the highlight scene. The dude is a monster. South America competing. They picked up the big dub today, but 6.6 turnovers per game. I'm going to run through the rest of this top 5 for y'all real quick. And just give my personal take on it because, hey, I can do that. 6.6 turnovers, leading the league in turnovers per game, South America. Number 2, SimWorld, Latin America, which we've definitely seen them struggle as well. And their defense has not been as great as they would like it to be, which that's a bad combination for wins. So SimWorld, Latin America, at 6.0, they're tied with Best Coast Ballers. 6 turnovers a game that they're giving up as well, but they are also leading the league in points per game. So there's your offset. Southeast Select, number 4, or tied for number 2. They also 6 turnovers per game, but they have one of the best defenses in the league. And then lastly, you have Queen City Kings at 5.9 and Yacht Club at 5.9 turnovers per game. They both struggle. So, and they are both middle of the pack because they are not excelling in anything at the moment. So there you have that. Blocks per game leader. Who you got, Maestro?
Oh, come on. I gotta go with. Okay, for the team. Who did you play for? Oh man, I'm so lost. Okay, give me a big. Give me Originator.
Nailed it. Ding, ding, ding. You get 0 points for this one, but you did get it right. You did get it right. The OG, 7 blocks a game. Next closest is Beyond the Arc with 6.1. Beyond the Arch, excuse me, at 6.1. And then the incredibly undersized Run DMV at 5. That's crazy to me. That is crazy.
Wow,
steals per game. Who you got?
Okay. I wrote about them because I talked about how I can't believe their record is so bad, but they have it's got to be Ill-a-delphia because their record is so bad, but they get so many steals every game.
Ill-a-delphia is. Let's see if anybody out there can guess where they are based on Maestro's guess. And if you guess number 2, you guess correct. Maestro, hey man, I'm gonna figure out how to use this ability you have. 5.2 steals per game. Ill-a-delphia Elite. Southeast Select leading the way at 5.3.
Oh.
All right, man. Couple last categories. We'll go here. Rocky Mountain Monsters leading the league in field goal percentage, 51, almost 52% per game. Followed right behind Best Coast Ballers and Bay Area. The West Coast knows how to knock down shots efficiently. Right behind them is Gotham 5 at 50%. Everyone else below 50% after that, which is not bad in prep ball, to be totally honest. All right, who is the best three-point shooting by percentage team in all of Sim World Hoops?
Okay, all right. Since I screwed that one up, I'm going to not go who I think it is.
Gabe Pope, Myron Murray, J-Mo, love to hear you guys' guesses. I see you guys in here on the chat. What you got?
Southeast Select. I'm going to go with Southeast Select.
And why would you guess them? Just wondering.
Because in my mind, they were like 2 or 3. And I'm sorry, in my mind, they were 2 or 3, so I figured it got to be 1.
Well, I think you may have a new strategy, sir. So by a mere 0.001%, at 44.7%, Southeast Select is number 1. Followed by Bad Boys at 44.6 and the
I was
OGs
going to say Bad Boys. I was going to say Bad Boys. I was like, wait, no, wait, I've been wrong all day.
All right, let's talk a little defense real quick before we move on to the last little category I do want to walk through and put on people's minds. So when we talk about, hey, locking down, we're going to slow the pace down, or we're going to lock you down defensively. Who is giving up the least points per game?
Okay, and I'm going to say something because I've loved the way they've done this all year. And if they're not number 1, because I remember a argument that me and Blaze got into about this. I love the way Beast of the East just puts everybody in mud. So please tell me they're not number 2.
Beasts of the East are number 1 in opponents' points given up per game. Absolutely, you nailed it. 61.6 points per game is all that they're allowing. They are followed by Southeast Select, and I'm going to make a point here. Southeast Select, 62.6. Gotham 5, only giving up 62.9, just a shade under 63. And Lone Star Basketball Club, 64.2. Hell, let's just keep going. The Originators, 65.8. They're at number 5. Showtime, 66. And then H-Town Hoopers, 66.3. What do all 7 of those teams have in common? All 7 of those teams have in common? They're considered in the elite teams. And it ain't about getting buckets, it's about getting stops. We'll move right over here.
Yeah.
Opponents' field goal percentage. Who else leads the league in that? There you have BC East at number 1, yet again, tied with Southeast Select. Followed up by, you guessed it, the Originators, Gotham 5, Lone Star Basketball, H-Town, and Showtime. So it's the same teams. They're getting stops. These are the ones that are out there that are tops in the league. So coaches, figure out how to get some stops, man. Figure out how. I know you do have to put the ball in the hole, but definitely in the prep level, get some stops. All right, so let's talk this here.
Put the lotion in the basket.
That's a weird one. Hey, so this next defensive stat here, this one tells you who may be on their way. They may have, maybe they're not as elite defensively as some of those teams we just named, but maybe they have a magic concoction they can put together for the last stretch of the season. They can figure out, what it is and figure out how to get that rolling for next season. So who's leading the league at defending the three-point line? By percentage, of course.
Yacht Club.
It's a good guess. This is not a good category or an easy category to guess. Heartland Zombie Stars are holding teams to a mere 28% from the 3-point line. Coach Skinny, shout out to defending that 3-point line, but I'll say this: damn it, defend the paint. Defend that paint too.
Yeah.
All right. Who do you think? Well, I'll go ahead and let you know. SimWorld Africa's following up at 30%. Is all they're allowing.
I knew they were up there, but I didn't realize they were that high. Oh my goodness.
And Yacht Club, 32%. They are maintaining that 3-point line as well. And then lastly, we'll go ahead and give it to you for time's sake. Forcing turnovers, South America. They muck it up. They mucked it up earlier today. They're leading the league in turnovers forced per game at 6.6, followed by Southeast Select, who makes it a very ugly game at 6.5, and followed by the team we just saw lose to Gotham 5 in Ill-a-delphia. They will harass you out on the perimeter and cause you to turn that ball over. Shout out, honorable mention, whatever you want to call it, to number 4 Bay Area, who they get up and down the court, as well as Run DMV. So,
yeah.
Look, I'm going to run through these real quick, and then we're going to get into 3 in the key. Most points in the game, if you guys have not checked that out so far this season, Kadarius Loftus, he's the highest scorer so far, honestly, in SimWorld history, I believe, with 43 points scored, followed by LDO, had 2 outbursts of 37, also tied with Jafet Towns, who put up a 37-point game, and Trey Turner earlier this season with a 36-point game. Rebounds per game, Maestro? Who you think is leading the way? Again, we're moving quick. Who do you think had the top performance?
It's got to be Aaron Payne.
Okay, so you remember 19 rebounds in a single game, followed by Trey Hyman with a big 18 board game. Isaiah Rose had a 17-board game. Tyson Simpson, 17 just here recently. Derek Long and Nick Hugo all tied with 17. Most assists in a game. Got any guesses?
Is that Burgess again? Is that Burgess?
Samuel Boggess. You better get. He is our league leader. You got to get his name right. He has his own arena in SimWorld. His family has an arena. There's a coach that's not very happy about that. Samuel Boggess had a 13-assist game, but he's also tied for first by coming off the bench. Southeast Select Terrell Pearson had a 13-dime game as well. Eric Busk, if you guys have never heard the name, him, Dominic Bianco, and Lace Darius all had games of 12 helpers so far this season. We've already talked about who's leading the league in blocks so far this season. Nick Hugo got it done last night with a double-digit monster of an affair with 11 blocks, followed by Derek Long with 9, Tyrone Snyder with 8, Victorious Ilgauskas with 2 7-block games, and Evangelos, preach to me, Mullins. He had best coach ballers had a 7-block game as well. All right, who has the most steals in the game? And you know what?
Okay, this is a tie, and I think it's Tyson Simpson and Keontae Smythe.
It's a crazy tie. I'm not going to name all these people, but here's some big man getting it done in the passing lanes. You got Mark Chisholm out of Showtime. Jalen Tucker had 5. Tyson Simpson with 5. The Riz God, Rizzo Davis, right seal with 5. Keontae Smythe with 5. They're all getting it done. They're all getting it done out there.
Love me some bigs, baby.
All right. Well, look, I wanted to see if there was anything else I wanted to go through here. Wanted to point out. Yeah, and I'll just mention these. Most points in the game has been scored by Best Coast Ballers. They put up 108 points in a 32-minute game. Good Lord. The least points scored in the game, that record is held by Lone Star Basketball, South America, and Lakeshore Drive combined with only 41 points put up in a game. Lone Star Basketball has a 47 rebound game. Indy Stripes, and I think this was the game that they won by 20-something where they decided to play some team ball. The most assists in a game is held by the Indy Stripes at 34. I was a little shocked to see that. Most blocks in a game, Beyond the Arch at 14, followed by tied with the Originators and Best Coast Ballers. Gulf Coast Lockdown, their name is so apropos, 14 steals in a game. Here's the team who had the most turnovers in a single game. I believe this was prior to Coach Drayton. If it wasn't, you gotta get on your job, dog. Beast of the East, 22 turnovers in a single game. Ugh. Wow. I guess they must have been watching some mid 2000s Rockets tapes, I guess.
Yuck and poo.
Yuck and poo. Most threes in a game, Indy Stripes 23. Most free throws. Get to that free throw line. Y'all sleeping on SimWorld Asia Pacific, man, and they play a fundamental game. They got to the line and made 17 free throws in a single game in this season. So, yeah, that's nasty. Who's caused the most turnovers in a single game this season? Meaning who stood on the other side of Beast of the East to help them to that record, pretty much.
See here, it's gonna be H-Town. It's not H-Town.
Nah, H-Town is number 2. You're genius again, Maestro. Look, it's gonna get a little scary here. It's gonna get a little scary. Number 2, it happened in the Ride House. Heartland Zombie Stars, 22 turnovers forced. That was an ugly game. I do remember being in the building for that one. Good Lord. Walking zombies. Rocky Mountain Monsters had a 71% field goal shooting game. I don't recall who allowed them that, but they should be taken outside and shot. They should be shot. Yikes. And SimWorld Middle East, considering they have the worst record in the league, they shot a mere 20% in a game this season. Yeah, folks, did happen.
I'm sorry. You dropped out a minute. I heard you.
I don't even know if I should repeat that. It hurts to say. They shot a season low 20% in a single game.
Oh my goodness.
Goodness is right.
I thought that wasn't it Lakeshore Drive that had a game where there was like a plate.
28%.
It looked like
28%, Maestro. But guess what? Like 28 is greater than 20. What you doing, baby? What you doing, baby? What are they doing out there in the Middle East? All right, man, look, we've spent some time and we had some time to burn, some time to kill. We've had a little bit of fun here. It's time to get in the 3 and the key for all our people that have been waiting with us. I appreciate you guys taking some time with us. We've had an extended post up here. You guys have stayed tuned in. Appreciate you guys that have been a part of SimWorld Hoops thus far. We got some big things in store, some real big things in store. I don't think y'all know just how big this is going to be, but we appreciate y'all nevertheless, man. All the podcasts, y'all tuning in, y'all interacting with folks. You guys that are really engaged and invested in this, you will be rewarded. In the words of MC Hammer, you mess with the SimWorld and you will be rewarded. I don't know. Maybe my Bay Area guys know about that.
I'm sorry. I was dancing under the table.
My goodness. The innuendos don't stop, Maestro. I don't know if you know how many you put out there, man. Dancing under the table. All right, look, man, we got Bay Area. They probably were not tuned in to this post up because I know they're getting locked in. They got a home game right now against the Heartland Zombie Stars coming up in just a few minutes. What are the 3 things you're looking for? And we do want to move a little quickly here, Maestro. What are the 3 keys? We'll list them out that you're looking for in this matchup.
Hit you quick and hard. Bay Area needs to use their entire bench, play their game the way they play their game. Get that, number 1, get their transition game going because Heartland's not going to be able to keep up with them if they do that. If you got Trey Hyman, Sean Hyman, Adonis Knight, keep talking to me. You got so much coming off the bench for Bay Area. If they move it, they just have too much ammo. Heartland's going to need to find a way to slow it down. And when I say slow it down, I'm talking about 7 feet of mud in the middle of the floor to sink them down to their armpit, because that's the only way they're going to be able to hold down barrier breakers. If they just slow the game down, they need to win the time of possession. They need to find a way to get Huncho Hardwick III to get them boards across along with oh my goodness, the name escaping me, Lousy to get them some boards so that way they get some second chance points. And number 3, the biggest thing that Heartland Zombie needs to do is they're gonna have to find a way. They have to find their 3 zone because they're not always going to be able to move around the more athletic barrier breakers. So they're going to have to open it up and play outside the in instead of inside the out, even though they do have 2 bigs.
All right. Well, this is. I know it may be maybe this is not a high-profile game for some, but this is a tone-setting game for Bay Area and what they're going to do heading into the Race of One. And this is a stage-setting game for Heartland Zombie Stars as far as what they can be to close out the season, leading into next season. So I think this is a huge game here. I'm excited about it, very excited about it, to be honest. So before we get out of here and we get prepped for that one, Maestro. You know we gotta get a little off topic before we dip out of here. I think
Hit me.
let me ask you. Which NBA era of basketball required the most skill and why?
Wow. Oh, I don't like you. Oh, okay. I got you. So the most skill, top to bottom, ball handling, passing, being able to move off the ball.
Whatever you're calling skills, sir.
Being able to make free throws. I'm gonna go with 80s into the 90s, where it was still you had a balance of set game play as well as clear out, make your own play, and you also had athletes with such a high level of IQ, from Magic to Larry to Michael to Barkley to, I mean, all these people had such a high level of IQ where they could basically be Picasso on the floor. So you had to be able to realize what they were doing and change and realize what your strengths were. Because not, even though there were some dominant players during that era, not everybody had the all-around game like we're used to seeing more and more cats have today. So I would have to say 80s into the early 90s.
And you know, I think this question, this wasn't my question, by the way, so I didn't come up with this. I think this is kind of a tough question because people are generally going to have, there'll be some kind of placebo to it or some nostalgia to whatever mattered the most to you or what you grew up on or whatever, you know what I mean? But for me, I think I'm going to say the early 2000s, that era where you were still able to hand check, clothesline somebody across the scores table.
Agreed.
But we were still bringing in a different level of skill that we're kind of in the era of now. So I feel like it was a perfect blend. You had the new school of basketball coming in where there was still a level of physicality where you had to figure out how to navigate that. Skill-wise, I would say players are far more skilled now, but the bending of the rules now, I don't know if it requires you to be as skilled. You can just be a freak athlete, or you can find a way to manipulate the rules out. Real quick story, I saw on Instagram today a clip, and I'm sorry if anybody out there is a Cleveland fan, a Cleveland Cavs fan, but I'm just gonna say it, and if you're honest, y'all say it too. But it was pretty much heralding Darius Garland for his ball handling, and it showed quite a few clips, and it was like some of you like, man, he has that ball on the string. But mixed in all of those, he was carrying. He was flat out carrying every time. And you just realize how much the game has bended, whatever the word is. I don't know how to properly say it, but how much the rules have been, bent a little bit to allow the highlight plays and all that. But yeah, you go back just an era or two, they may not have been as skilled, but within what the rules were, as what basketball is actually supposed to be, guys were having to figure it out. And you know what? And I don't want to linger too long. 80s, 90s basketball, when I go back and watch that stuff, people clown and say like, oh, you call some of that skill. You know what the most skilled thing was to me from that era that we don't see now? I need you to ask what, so I can set this up. So y'all can go back and just watch the footage for anybody that's not from that era, just like I did. You go back, running full speed and pulling up for a jumper and shooting like 60, 70%. That's insane. The pull-up jumper is what was unbelievable. Everybody had that in the arsenal. If you were 6'6" and under, that had to be in your bag to play in the game. Full speed pull-up jumper. My God.
Nothing but net, baby.
Nothing but net. All right, man. You're on the call tonight. I think you're on it with the as he calls himself, the illustrious. And I do love that phraseology. So since you're on the call, I'm not going to ask you who you got in this matchup tonight because you can't be biased. But what I can do is I can make a call, and I'm rolling with heart. My heart is going with the Heartland Zombie Stars. My head says Bay Area is going to smash them. So I always operate with my head. I think Bay Area's got this one. You guys, stay tuned. Keep it locked. I'm doing the air quotes. Keep it locked. We got a good one coming up. Probably about 5 minutes on this rundown. So you guys hang tight with us. We appreciate you being here. Maestro, I appreciate you being here. And I look forward to hearing you on the call with LOB.
Appreciate you, fam.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here in the Bay Bridge Athletic Club for some more Sim World basketball. And I noticed that this was mentioned earlier, but here we are. We've got a great game against Bay Area Breakers. I am LOB. I wouldn't call myself illustrious, but I appreciate the people who think I am. But my illustrious co-host, the maestro in the building. How's it going, maestro?
Sitting in the morning sun. Let's get it, baby.
All right, we've got ourselves a primetime matchup here in the Sim World between the Bay Area Breakers and the Heartland Zombie Stars. One of those games where for Bay Area they want to continue their winning streak as we get closer to the race to one, but Heartland Zombies not the most exciting season that you would want from a team like this, but with the way that they play now, they're one of those teams where they have nothing to lose. And I always say when you have nothing to lose, probably one of the most dangerous things that you can have as a team. So
100%. And this is a game we've been looking from them all year, all season. And it's good to see us finally rounding into form. It just might, a little too late, but it's still beautiful to see.
Oh my goodness, we're starting here off with a rejection here.
Trey Hyman with the dunk, then a block.
Trey Hyman is starting off hard here. Now, Maestro, we talk about the overarching narratives of each game that we go into. The big stories, right? Bay Area being one of those top teams in the race to win, and Heartland Zombie being one of those teams where they've got nothing to lose. But what are some of the key matchups that you're looking into this game tonight, specifically on this floor?
Well, first of all, just to get it out the way, whoever is going to end up trying to hold down Trey Hyman, whoever's going to draw that straw, it's going to be really good to see what kind of game is going to go down, and also how are the Bay Area Breakers going to handle the top scorer for Heartland Zombies, Brian Webb, because I used to say it, outside of him, no one else is going to give you that much, or you can either let him go crazy, you can just stop him. And
oh my goodness! Carter Fields.
He plays bigger than 6'9", man. There you go, Steve.
That's an exclamation point dunk there. 2-point game. Trey Hyman, as we start to watch, great block there, but we start to watch, Trey Hyman has already put his fingerprints on this game early. He blocked and two big, emphatic dunks here early on.
Yes, indeed. And you know what? He does that. He always does it, and he always makes room for his teammates. And it's going to be interesting to see how he does that tonight, especially if the Zombies try to find a way to stay close. If they can keep it within 6 points, it's going to be a game all night. The Zombie Stars
here. The Zombie Stars here. They've been keeping it close so far. It's only a 2-point game here, but Bay Area not backing down. They are at home, of course, and that's one of the big things, right? Playing at home, especially late in the season, with that race to one being so close. Every single game is important here. Lob goes out of bounds. It's going back to the Zombie Stars here on this possession.
Yeah, just a little loss of communication. Had an idea for a lob. Unfortunately, Trey Hyman was looking for it to come off the rim. Boris Anderson had a good idea, but Trey Hyman was thinking of something else. They don't miscommunicate much with the Bay Area Breakers. So
that's a beautiful pass inside feed and the finish there. And you brought up earlier Brian Webb, guys averaging almost 14 points a game, has the most three-pointers made for this team, so he definitely can hit it from downtown. But what type of game are we looking for him to have tonight in order to pull out this win?
He's going to have to find a way to facilitate to kind of even out the game for his teammates, and they're going to have to step up and answer the call. If there is no way he's going to be able to stand against what the Bears bring from player 1 all the way to player 7. So he's going to have to find a way to try to trust his teammates, and they're going to have to reward his trust by putting on their best game tonight if they want to really have a shot. Oh, the block and the rebound. Trey Hyman has an attitude. Oh my goodness.
Trey Hyman snatches it out of the air here. Bay Area now on the attack. Wow, that was an amazing block.
And I'm going to say something and ask for an apology early. I did not realize how fluid his handle was. The block, the rebound from the block, and then to move the ball up the court the way he did, it was like nothing was lost in transition. So mea culpa, family.
Well, on the other end, Royce Anderson hits the three-pointer to make it 12-9. And they are getting after it defensively here early on. Trey Hyman running the break again. But they are getting after it defensively early. And there goes his brother, Sean Hyman, with a bucket.
You got one too many Hymans on the floor. It's bad news for everybody else. You can actually do that, what you want to do with it. If you've been to med school, you know what I'm talking about.
Trey Hyman and Sean Hyman. I would say they're known as the Flying Hymans, but the way that they play individually is great. But when you put those two on the floor at the same time, magical things start to happen.
Like that. Oh, he rushed this side at there, and I'm surprised he didn't dunk that. Trey normally slams that down and chooses violence, and I'm sure he's going to do that next time. I know he's probably still saying ugly words inside his head for missing something that close under the bucket.
Ask you this on my show with that race to one, and I feel like I asked this question a lot, but I love to know everybody's point of how they feel about it. With the race to one being, right in grasp, right in reach of everybody, who do you think? Who are your top four? What are your thoughts going into it? Who's your top four, and who do you got taking it on?
Well, it's going to start with the originators, just because of what they're doing there, and at the right time. I mean, they just look like it doesn't matter who they play. It's like they're playing for something else. They're not playing the team that laces up in front of them. They just look like they're just playing great ball. Bayer Breakers gonna have to be another one I'm gonna have to give some love to. That I just really like where their game is happening. And oh, by the way, just to speak ugly about it, probably not exactly popularly ugly about it, but I know everybody wants to look at Southeast Select or whatever, but I'm going to go to the other side of the table, man. I'm going to take a look at your teams that are sort of giving you that other kind of game that's not quite showing up and like being number one or number two, like the teams that are really, really kind of down the boat, if you want to say something like that, right? So I'm going to look at a team like maybe, I don't know, DMV, maybe they might be able to do something. They're kind of coming together at the right time right now. And if I had to give you another team just to kind of make everybody mad and just make everybody yell at me, I'm going to go with probably, I'm going to say H-Town Hoopers. There you go, Blaze. You're happy. I like that, baby. I like that. So there you go. I'm sorry, that was Blaze yelling in my ear. He's actually sleeping on my couch over here.
Hopefully Blaze gets himself a good night's rest here. But he's missing out on some great basketball, especially from Bay Area. Like I said, they've been getting after it defensively there as the three is up and good to cut this lead to 5. But the level of intensity that we start to see in these later games later on in the season as the race to one, gets closer and closer, I feel like everybody starts turning it up. Everybody wants to have an opportunity to be there. So how much does that impact the level of play that we start to see from games now than maybe games that we've seen earlier in the season?
Oh, very easy. It's all about intensity. Playoff basketball is real, and even though we're not in the race to one, if you are thinking that right now, you are behind the 8 ball. Because trust me when I tell you, the playoffs have started for a lot of teams already that are fighting to stay in there, and the teams that are fighting to get in there. So what I look for, show me that you can do the one thing that can help control the game, and that is find a way to crash the board. Even if you don't have the biggest guys on the floor, find a way to get in there, put an elbow in somebody's rib, take a ball away, take a possession away, and give your team another chance. Other than that, if you're just going to try to outscore everybody, you have a long way to go if you've not been doing that all year.
Here comes Bay Area out on the fast break, slowing it down. Pull up mid-range, and that one is good. Bay Area up by 7 here in this first quarter. They have been attacking strong so far.
I believe they are the best transition team. I'll stand by this. They are the best transition team in SimWorld Hoops. The way that they get the ball up, the way they respond in defensive transition or transition defense, to quote Avery Johnson. It is just one thing. It is one thing to see these guys do what they do once they get into a set play or once they do a clear out, but also the way that they react and everybody starts moving back. Yeah, they celebrate. Yeah, they pump it a little bit, but they also get back and they set. And they meet you at half court with an attitude, and I love that.
That's absolutely big. The intensity that they play on the offensive and defensive end, whether it's transition and a defensive set, it's just the way that they play. It's exciting to watch here. Well, 17 seconds left here in this first. Shot clock has been turned off. Looks like this is going to be the final possession of the first quarter. It's great ball movement here in the area, too.
Man, this quarter went by fast. I feel like I just got through running home from work.
Shots up and no good, and that's going to do it for the end of the first quarter. Bay Area pouring it on here early, but we'll see if that momentum continues on throughout the rest of this game. You're watching SimWorld Basketball on SimWorld TV. That's the. And we are back here with second quarter action, 23-16 in the first quarter of play. We just had a talk with production, said something quite funny, Maestro.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I didn't realize that there was a mandatory pants policy when we call games, so I will wear pants next time.
See that, and you know, quite frankly, I wasn't really paying attention, but
made you look.
Not sure if I wanted to, but I guess that shot there, up and good by the Zombie Stars, cutting the lead down. But man, oh man, the race to one. I feel like that's the big thing that everybody's been talking about. But I feel like one thing we don't talk about as much, blocking foul there, but one thing we don't talk about as much is the Saturday Prep Showcase. I know a lot of people are excited for that. Voting is still open on that, so make sure that you take time out to go to our Discord and go vote for your top players to be in the Saturday Prep Showcase, your favorite players, your top talents, whoever you want to be in there. Go vote now.
Unless you're Maestro, when you're told by the administration you're not allowed to vote because you like everybody. Everybody else can vote.
Unfortunately, Maestro's not allowed to vote, so that vote will not count. But everybody else watching at home, make sure you take time out to go vote. Go vote for your favorite players, favorite talents to be in the Saturday Prep Showcase coming up very soon. Stay tuned for that one. The drive finish. That's absolutely beautiful there.
To be fair, all right, the Bear Breakers kind of gave them that lane, and think my man Sean Hyman made a business decision. You know what? Go ahead.
It's one of those things where, like, if you're gonna give me the lane, then I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna use it, right? I'm not just gonna lay it up. Bro. I got the chance. I'm dunking it. Great steal there by Shaw.
Oh yeah, great hand.
And here they are on the other end, trying to get it inside in the post. Double team incoming.
Even when
what a block!
Was a block. Now, I was about to say, even when Bay Area Breakers have like a spacing miscue like they just had, because they have 4 players standing around to be guarded by one. Another set of great hands with the steal by Sean Hyman. Even with that, they still make it look effortlessly, and quite frankly, if it was not for the fact that it was a bad shot choice, I think they would have scored on that particular play, even with the bad spacing, which you rarely see from them.
Contested shot there, up and good. That's actually a crazy shot. I'm gonna be honest with you, but somehow he got that one to go. Dime Hardaway with the bucket. We got a foul call here by London. That's gonna send Bay Area to the line. Well, during these free throw breaks, we do have an update on a game that just finished. The H-Town Hoopers in Latin America, very close game, came down to the wire, but Latin America ended up pulling out the victory. 62-60. Thompson, 24 points. Joyner had 11 points, 5 rebounds. J-Mo coming out with 14 points and 6 rebounds in that game, but that was a tough one.
It's surprising because, again, I've been giving H-Town a lot of love because I thought they were kind of coming into their form. You know, me and Blaze got into a mud wrestling match earlier this season because I kind of said I didn't really trust H-Town, and they started earning my trust, but I feel like they just left me at home. I was all dressed up. I was waiting to go to White Castle. They didn't come and pick me up. I'm kind of feeling some kind of way with that loss here today. You're in the race to one, baby. You can't be doing that. You cannot be doing it. You can't limp and gimp your way into the race to one. Everybody's too strong, as we know every night.
And that is a tough shot. That's a tough one. That's a tough loss to take there, especially with that being a race to one. You definitely want to make sure you check out the highlights for that one, because I hear that there was a crazy dunk that happened in that one. I definitely have to go check out the highlights myself, but you don't want to miss those highlights whenever they go up.
As soon as I get to order me some pants on Amazon, I'm gonna go look up that highlight right now.
30-2 here in the second quarter, 4:26 left here. And Bay Area continue to pouring it on here. They haven't really strayed away much from their game plan here, but Zombie Stars, it's not like they're not letting up, but they're just, as of right now, they're not getting over that hump.
Their breakers are way too smooth. Again, I just laud their transition game. From offense to defense, from defense to offense, they are so smooth. And oh, by the way,
oh my goodness,
that is IQ all the way. He drove them, used his leverage, and let them set a pick on each other. He turned them into the Three Stooges on that play. You'd love to see that. That's high IQ right there. You'd love seeing a guard do that.
Curtis London throwing it down there off the screen from Trey Hyman. 10-point lead here. Step back three-pointer up and no good.
You being nice. I think that was Apollo Jones screening Randolph.
Well, during this action, we do want to let everybody know, for everybody that is watching at home, on their phone, computer, tablet, smartphone, Apple Watch, whatever it is that you're watching this on, we do appreciate all the love and support. Make sure you take time out to hit that sub button, turn on the post notification for more similar action like this, so you don't miss another Trey Hyman block, don't miss another Caden Chip three-pointer, you don't miss another Trey Turner half-court shot. Make sure you stay subscribed with post notifications on so you get notified every single time we're live here on SimWorld TV. More SimWorld basketball action coming up on this channel, so make sure you are connected.
On the play before that, Hunter Hardwick had two great blocks. Unfortunately, he slowed down the transition game from defense to offense by running down the middle of the floor. Not very fast. He kind of timing with a calendar. He's gonna have to change that and add that to his game and really get moving. And that's what gave Trey Hyman the opportunity to get behind him and say blank no when he blocked him.
Yeah, no, that wasn't necessarily the best move there, because he definitely slowed up, and I feel like that definitely slowed up their opportunity to have a transition bucket there.
Yeah.
Zombie Stars down 10.
Carter Fields, very strong move. Like seeing him. Watching him and Trey Hyman matched up against each other. I'm special saying that, Carter Fields is not afraid to choose violence and go to the rim. He has that game. He makes really good choices. It's going to be really nice to see how it's going to balance out against someone like Trey Hyman, who is just bigger and stronger. And maybe even a little faster. I think people sleep on Trey's speed. And but him and Carter Fields should be a very interesting matchup all night tonight.
Carter Fields, the man out of Greensboro, North Carolina, got to represent for my North Carolina boys, averaging 11.4 a night. Only one three-pointer made on the season, but field goal percentage at about 500. Getting close up there. Also a great rebounder with 6 a game. But he's one of those guys I feel like that definitely could be a great 1-2 punch with Brian Webb.
Yes. LOB, that's a great call. You're absolutely right. When you can see guys who have the kind of game that can work in simpatico, it's really nice to see, and that's a really great call by you.
Well, 2 seconds left on the clock. Pull-up game is good, up and good, and the Bay Area Breakers continuing to push the agenda here at home versus the Zombie Stars.
Royce Anderson is just so smart. His ability to be able to recognize where the leverage is with the defense, knowing where his off-ball targets are, I should say weak side targets are, and just to make really good choices. Even though on paper, okay, he's a forward or whatever, his ball handling skills is so smart, and Trey Hyman then just made somebody need a copay with that. So
Trey Hyman with the finish. He has had a lot of those dunks tonight so far.
He brought it.
Here, layup up and good for Carter Fields, responding to the Trey Hyman dunk.
Oh, by the way, that is a classic example of what I've been talking about all night. It is so rare to see the Bay Area Breakers caught out of position like they just were, where they give up a free lane. I'm looking at my picture, that's my third play tonight, where on offense and defense, where they were just out of position, too close to each other, not paying attention to the weak side of the floor, and they gave up an easy basket. That means 3 mistakes like that in the first half. As a coach, I don't like it, but I'll take it. I'll take 3 over 13 anytime.
That's very much true here. Well, as Trey Hyman shoots these free throws, we want to invite you. If you have the skill to talk about basketball in the way that we do here in the Sim World, then why don't you become a part of our media team? We have so many great writers, so many great artists, so many great podcasts that you could just be a part of. We have so many avenues for you to talk about Sim World basketball. So we do invite you to be a part of the media team. Maybe you can get on a call with one of us here, join our Discord, discord.gg/SimWorldNBA, and you can really be a part of the conversation with your own podcast, being on the broadcast set. Maybe you're good at writing, you can write articles, but all of that and more goes down in our Discord, discord.gg/SimWorldNBA.
You just hang out with the Blazer and just give him a ride home every night.
Yeah, considering he sleep at your house right now,
he's snoring. I hope y'all can't hear him.
Yeah, he is. That is not a yeah. Not if the broadcast could hear him sleeping over there, then I'm not entirely sure how they would feel about hearing the snores as Trey Hyman gets a dunk. Yeah. Free throw there, up and good for Carter Fields to cut this lead to 10. 109 left here in the second quarter. Substitutions are being made. Zombie Stars really need to push it. I feel like before the half finishes, they need to try to cut this lead to within 10.
100%, because 10 doesn't feel like 10. With the Bay Area Breakers and the Zombie Stars, 10 feels like 18. So you're for sure. Look at that handle from Trey Hyman. We just take his time on that shot. But that's what I'm talking about. It's a part of his game that I just have to apologize for just not noticing before.
Great pass there to Carter Fields. Step back pull up is good from Brian Webb. And as I said, they cut it to 10, but let's see if they can cut a little bit more on this defensive possession here. Let's see if they can give themselves a huge stop here going into half. But instead, it's a Trey Hyman lob over top. I mean, you can't stop that. That's hard.
The athleticism. The bad pass, he turned into a nice little tip-in bucket. Just the athleticism. You have it or you don't.
Carter Fields trying to respond over Hyman once again, but to no avail here. Shot clock in game shot separated by about 2 seconds here. Sean Hyman for deep. That's going to be no good here. Shot clock is finally turned off, and here we go.
I would have liked to see the Barrier Breakers kind of run it down a little bit more since they have the lead. I can understand them wanting to try to take it quick in the shot clock, especially where they're playing tonight. But, can't have everything. It was still beautiful.
Well, here we are at halftime here. A 10-point game. Bay Area Breakers on top. Zombie Stars definitely within striking distance, but what do they need to do in that second half to get over this hump?
They need to find a way to take advantage of time of possession. Okay, don't get into a racing match with Barrier Breakers. They need to when they get the possession, they need to run their plays, need to shoot deep in the clock, and they need to get some boards to actually steal some possessions away.
Well, as far as the Bay Area Breakers, they've been continuing to pour it on in this first half of basketball, and we are going to continue to see if they can do that in the second half. But like you said, the Zombie Stars definitely do need to step it up here in the second half in order to have an opportunity to come back in this one. But don't go anywhere. Third quarter action coming up after this break. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here in the third quarter, and I think it's time for everyone's favorite part, besides the basketball, of course, is the LOB Sim World Trivia for Maestro. And so today's question for you, Maestro, I think this is a good one. Who was the youngest player to reach 10,000 regular season points in the 20th century? So 2000s post.
Okay.
The first player to reach 10,000.
I think I know who this is. I think I know.
Everybody down below, make sure you leave your answers down in the comment section. And as I always say, we want educated guesses, not educated Google searches. Leave your answers down below in the comment section, and we'll read them aloud and see if any of you guys are close, or and if you guys have an inkling of an idea. But Maestro, if you got some thoughts to run into your mind, let me know.
All right, I can let you know. I got two. Okay, one thought. I'm gonna say the man himself, whose game I came to appreciate, Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
Or was that too early?
Interesting answer.
Okay. I had somebody else in my head, but because I've been wrong all night, all my number ones have been number twos, all my number twos have been number ones, because at my age, that's what happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
That one's definitely new. But for everybody watching at home, make sure you leave your answers right now. Lock them in down below in the comments, and we will see if you get it right. This one, I feel like, there's a lot of options to go to, because I feel like there are a lot of scorers in today's NBA. And this is the 20th century, right? So anything history and past. So there's been a lot of great scorers that come out of the 20th century. As that was a time when basketball ramped up a lot more as far as, in the scoring category. So I feel like there's a lot of, oh my goodness, that is the sixth block there from Trey Hyman. But
his own private block party.
On the other end.
His own private block party. Didn't even invite me. I'm feeling some kind of way.
Well, I'm not sure if Zombie Stars was invited either, too, but because the way that they're playing, they wasn't expecting a block party, but they are still cutting this lead down here in this third quarter. That's quite interesting to note.
They need to keep it here.
The timeout called here on the floor. And we do want to take this timeout to note that if you want to be a part of the conversation as a player, as a coach, as a media team, well, our Discord is open to you. Make sure you have time to join our Discord, discord.gg/SimWorldNBA, where all of the conversation is going down. Be a part of the booth. Be a player. If you got the brains, be a coach. If you got the writing skill or the podcast skill, start a podcast. But it all goes down in our Discord, discord.gg/SimWorldNBA. Maestro, we have so many. Now that I think about it, right, as I'm saying it, now that I think about it, we have so many different podcasts that are on here, and they talk great basketball. I'm surprised I haven't gotten invited on one yet. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying no names. I'm not putting myself out there. But like, yeah, I haven't gotten an invite to one, and I mean that's fine. I mean, I get everybody's got a busy schedule and doing what they got to do and whatnot, and I'm pretty busy myself, so I have to fit it into my schedule, of course. But there's some great podcasts here in the summer.
Yes, you are. You got Blaze and Facial. You know what I got. Rick Blaze is he just sets the world. I mean, Blaze, he just sets the world on fire. The Marsh Pod. Captain Cerebral. He's gonna bring it. E-Lava and the Fat Man, or as I like to call him, my fun size boo. Those guys really chop it up really nice. We got a brand new one with Steve. SimWorld today with Steve, and we got to get his 169 reference in with those guys. And then, of course, the Talk Dirty to the one that everybody was begging me to do because I like to talk dirty. That's just what we do.
Dirty.
That's what's up, man. Oh, great move there. Great move there to the basket. So, what I love about what we do here and what our leadership allows us to do here, our leadership opens up every perspective on the floor. Just, okay, what's your perspective? Let's chop it up. Let's talk about it. And the diversity is so powerful. I just really love, and I learned something. I'll tell you something. I learned something every single article, every single podcast, every single whatever. It's just really nice to be in that environment. So please, listen to LO Gasman B. Come on, do what you got to do and get in here.
It'll be great to have the people watching at home and really be a part of the conversation, because we always talk about it at the end of every single broadcast, at the end of every single game. You can see the game, but are you really being the game? Are you really being a part of and truly invested in the basketball world that we have here? It's quite an amazing experience. So if you really do want to take that next step, our Discord hands are open to you. Timeout.
That'll be the way you said I had a tear fail, man. I just thought. Okay.
Yeah, I seen it. You need some tissue? I got some over here if you.
Well, I need some pants, but we get tissue.
Yeah, I don't have a spare set of pants for you, but I do have some. Here you go, man. I have some tissues for you. If you
I appreciate that, brother. Well, that's good job.
Oh, that sounded unhealthy. Well. With this stoppage in play and this timeout break, I think it's been kind of short-lived, but I guess I'll give the answer a little bit earlier. But as far as some of the answers that we've had logged in, you said Kobe Bryant. Someone said LeBron. Second guess was Allen Iverson. There's some pretty good guesses here. I see. So it's interesting to see, but. You said you had, besides Kobe Bryant, you had another answer that you thought, or what's your final answer, I guess?
Well, you know what? Kobe's my final, but I was thinking of LeBron.
Well, for your answer, it is Kobe Bryant. The answer is Kobe Bryant. He is the youngest player to have reached 10,000 points, regular season points, in the 20th century. I feel like that's important. 10,000 regular season points. The answer is Kobe Bryant on that one.
Right. And by the way, we got to give our producer credit for that, because he kind of schooled me on something. He made me really think about it. We were talking about it in the post up with when I was looking to be on there with Yale, talking about the different type of talent between the various tiers of basketball. And I absolutely agree with them. Once we got into the Kobe Bryant, into LeBron era, you started seeing athletes that it just didn't matter what position they play. You start seeing positionless basketball, because those guys were just beyond just amazing athletes. And he really made me really assess my view of that particular era of basketball. And I want to give him a shout out and say thank you for that.
As I got to hear a little bit of the post up, I definitely would have to agree that I would say the 2000s to 2010 is probably the most skilled of basketball that we've had, in the latter years. Not, and people would say like, the years that we have now are probably the most skilled basketball. I would say yes, there's a lot of skilled players as positionless basketball has become a lot bigger. But I mean, for the people that played during that 2000s era, still with restrictions and having the success that they had versus eras now where there's a lot more restriction defensively, so it's easier to score. I feel like during that 2000s era, because there was so much restriction and it was harder for people to score, and people were still successful putting up the numbers that they did. I feel like that's why I'd say the 2000s, right? When Bron, Kobe came in, Shaq were most dominant. We talk about the Pistons with Hamilton and Chauncey Billups and all those guys. I feel like that era, you can't forget Ben Wallace. Can't forget Ben Wallace, of course. I almost forgot Ben Wallace. I knew I was thinking of a third name. I couldn't remember it, but I can't forget Ben Wallace, of course. But during that era, it was just I feel like there was a lot of skill. No skill now, I would say.
I had a personal reason for loving the Pistons, but Ben Wallace was one of my favorite players, along with Rip Hamilton. There's something about that guy's game I just loved watching. Rip was probably next to Iverson, one of the first non-bigs that I just loved watching play night after night after night.
I mean, if you just look at that era alone, think about all of the names that we could list out of. Like, we could probably go back and forth. Like I said, Kobe, Bron, Ben Wallace, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, Yao Ming, Nate Robinson. Well, I mean, he might have been a little bit later, but even like Rondo, Wade, Kevin Garnett, like the names that we could just list of all-stars and Hall of Famers from that era alone just show. I mean,
Tony Parker,
Tim Duncan. I mean, like, it's just so many. It's so many. You would need more than 10 fingers for sure.
I was told a great story about a buddy of mine who was kind of in the Celtics sort of like peripheral like administration. He told me about when they got Kevin Garnett, because I was always raving about Kevin Garnett. I just always loved his game. I loved his attitude. I love how he brought that attitude, to the game, because he reminded me of another one of my favorite players who was actually became a really good friend of mine. Anyway, he said very first day of non-mandatory workout, he says Doc Rivers comes out because he hears all this yelling down on the floor, and it's Kevin Garnett running the practice and yelling and screaming. He had watched all of the previous season plays for the Celtics and learned them and was running them in a non-mandatory practice like it was the 7th game of the finals. And he said, I knew I fell in love with that dude then. So there you go. It shows what kind of guy he was.
Shot clock and game clock separated by, it looks like less than a second here. So this could be the final position of the third. But Bay Area has continued to not take their foot off the gas here. With the end of the third quarter, Bay Area up by 14. Going into the fourth. But folks, don't go anywhere for the conclusion of this game right here. It should be a good one, folks. here we are, ladies and gentlemen, with the fourth quarter of action here. Bay Area Breakers up 14 to start the fourth. And Maestro, they haven't been able to get over the hump.
No, and you know what? You're not going to be able to run with Bay Area Breakers. But yeah, that was a great play. Good, but don't celebrate when you're down by 158 points. Just going to get it and move out. You're not going to be able to keep up. I mean, Bay Area Breakers can run with anybody, and the Zombie Stars cannot. So they're playing against themselves when they're trying to get out and move. And oh, by the way, what's really interesting is to see Bay Area slow it down like they're doing with this amazing lineup, right? And work deep into the shot clock with the lead. That's just, and again, great hands. Choose violence for me there, big fella.
Goes out of bounds there. Blocked by Carter Fields. Ball's going to stay here with Bay Area. But Maestro, I was scrolling on Twitter and I seen a picture and it was of Damian Lillard, right? And it said, right, what is the first thing that comes to mind when you see this, right? And I'm scrolling through the comment section and I'm seeing the game winner against the Houston Rockets and James Harden. I'm sorry, I just need to make sure that was made clear. Also, the game winner against the Oklahoma City Thunder and Paul George and whatnot. But interesting enough, it was a photo, but someone responded with another photo, and on this photo was a man in a jersey wearing number 13 throwing a football, one known as Dan Marino. And so, Emmy, think, what are your thoughts about that?
This is going to be really kind of uncool, but there's a lot of talented cats across the sports universe that, for whatever reason, right, their game doesn't translate into team championships or whatever you want to call it, right? Or if it does, it's like they were just a peripheral visitor. And Dan Marino was one of those guys that I've never heard anyone say I and me more than him, ever. And if I had to pick somebody else, it would be Ricky Henderson, who talked in the third person about himself as a baseball player. But at least he got rings, right? Because he helped his team get rings. And I'm going to say something, and you're going to get mad with me. I think that's giving Lillard way too much credit comparing him to Dan Marino. So,
I believe, in the sense of that, Damian Lillard has essentially stuck with the same team for his entire career and hasn't run a single ring. I could say in that sense that's very much true because Dan Marino was in that lane. But do you think Dame will you think Dame will stay with the team, or do you think he'll end up leave Portland? And do you think he will find success? Because I'm pretty sure at this point in career, the accolades are there, right? The big plays are there, the highlights are there, what he's done is there. But I think at this point he's looking for a ring. And for a guy like Damian Lillard, who's really good, probably will go down as a top 5 shooting point guard. I would say maybe top 5, top 10 at least, but he's just one of those guys that'll be up there in that conversation. But for him to have the career that he has and not win a ring, because I'm pretty sure that's the only thing that he's facing out right now. That's a beautiful finish there, but do you think he'll get it?
But I tell you what, I have a question for you before I answer the question.
Okay.
Do you think a ring would define his career?
I think it would solidify it, because here's the thing, we as NBA fans, we definitely do define success, right, in rings, right? The biggest one, right, being the conversation between LeBron and Jordan, right? And newer generation will be like, oh, it's LeBron for sure, because I believe that LeBron is the greatest basketball player, right? When we talk about the game of just basketball itself, and who I would put as number 1, LeBron. Think about it. The 6'9" behemoth, 230 pounds, tight handle, great jump shot, and a finish, right? But versus Jordan, it's like he's got 6 rings. So, you know, we could define a player's career by his rings or whatnot, but I feel like that's, you know, an important thing to know whenever we look at players, because that's how we just view people. You know, don't have a ring or not.
I got you.
Well, timeout here on the floor here, Bay Area versus Heartland Zombies. And Heartland Zombies, they just, as we've been talking about everything else besides SWH basketball, I noticed that they just haven't been able to get over that hump, right? They've been pushing, they've been pressing forward, but Bay Area, like you said, they've just been too smooth today. They've been too strong. Trey Hyman's had a fantastic game offensively and defensively, and everybody's just, I feel like for Bay Area, everybody's just putting in a team effort, really doing a great job of playing together as a team.
I totally agree with that. And Bay Area is just playing smart basketball. They are doing what they need to do to win the game. They're pacing themselves. They're still playing amazing. Trey Hyman is just being just Trey Hyman tonight. But, you know, the idea here is do what you got to do, stay healthy, move forward, put one in the win column, go on to the next game. And that's exactly what Bay Area is doing, leaning on their talent the way they should.
And that's very big. And I think the important thing was one of the last things that you dad said, stay healthy, because, you know, you don't want to get hurt this late into the season, especially with that race one being right around the corner.
Absolutely. You know what? I want to put a pin in something you said earlier. I'm going to come at a different little angle. The ring won't matter to me in terms of how I look at Lillard. It will not. I'll always think that he is a great player in what he is. He doesn't need a ring to like make me think that, oh, look, especially he has to go someplace else to get it. Who's going to care ultimately? You know, I just kind of different view about that. I mean, I love Charles Barkley. I love Allen Iverson. You know, despite of personal things between he and I still love him as a player. I love what he represents. I love what he's doing for himself now. Great game, no ring. Karl Malone still has marks in his reels from when he played against each other in college. You know, but still, I'll sign him any day. It's just what it is, man. You know, there are guys out there that are just great basketball players, whether they have a ring or not. You know, a ring is icing on the cake. In my opinion, rings are icing on the cake, but it doesn't, to me, if you're a great player, you're a great player. It doesn't define you.
I definitely do agree. I just, you know, with the way that people view basketball now, rings are so highly coveted, which, not to say that that's right or wrong, but it's just when you start looking at a player's career, I feel like, you know, we look at stats and numbers. That's a beautiful shot there. They have, I mean, look at that Bay Area. They've just been lighting it up. But to my final point, I just feel like, you know, in the world of basketball, as a basketball fan, we start looking at rings a lot more heavier than we do other statistics, I feel like. So,
hey, look, man. Zombie Stars are trying to please. They got it within 10. They got it with that magic 8. Let's see what they're going to be able to do. They got 2 minutes and 51 seconds, and we know the magic number is always what? 59. So we see who's going to get there first.
But during this timeout break, as I mentioned before, if you have words about anything that's been said throughout this entire broadcast, well, you can let us know. We do have our Discord, discord.gg/SWHNBA, where you can be a part of the conversation, a part of the game, be a part of everything that's going on here in the sim world. I know I'm here. I mean, Maestro's here. Everybody's here, you know, so you sitting at home watching this, you might as well get in here. Make sure you join our Discord, discord.gg/SWHNBA. If you want to be a player, a coach, a writer, be a part of the broadcast team, be a part of the media team. If you just want to be in here to talk about basketball, we got places for that too. It's all going down in our Discord, discord.gg/SimWorldNBA.
Be the game.
I also do want to note that there will be some primetime matchups coming up tomorrow that you don't want to miss out on. On Thursday, we have Ill-a-delphia Elite going up against the Beast of the East, starting at 7 o'clock. And then for our 9 o'clock late game, we do have the Best Coast Ballers and Indie Stripes. Make sure you stay tuned for those. Those will be exciting matchups coming up tomorrow. Don't want to miss out on any of those here, with the race to 1 being so close in the sim world.
Who are you thinking about for your player of the game? Who are you thinking about?
I mean, I believe it has to. I believe it just has to go to Trey Hyman. The way that he's put a staple on his game, offensively and defensively. I'd have to go ahead and give it to Trey Hyman. I mean, his hustle, the way that he's fought, every rebound, every dunk, every shot. He's scored. I feel like he has scored the big points whenever they matter, right? If it's where we feel like the zombie stars are starting to get close, right? He'll come down and get an emphatic dunk, right? And that'll spark a run that will push this game out further, you know? So I feel like in terms of his impact, he's made the big plays whenever they need to. Or whenever they got to hustle and run, here comes Trey Hyman blocking it off the glass. So I'd have to give it to Trey Hyman.
Yes, what he said.
We're going to take a quick break here and be back with the rest of this fourth quarter. And we are back here with fourth quarter action. 2 minutes and 22 seconds left here. Bay Area up on the Heartland Zombie Stars 59-51. But if you want to be tapped in with what we do around the sim world, we do have all of our social media outlets. So make sure you stay tuned and stay connected with those on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok at SimWorld4K. It's a great place for you to be to catch all the highlights, all the actions, and anything else that you missed out on during our live broadcast will all be on our social medias. And just to be more connected and more tapped in with the sim world, all of our social medias at SimWorld4K. Well, we've had ourselves an impressive game here, and it's still not over yet. It's 8 points left, Maestro. We look at the big two for both sides. We mentioned Trey Hyman with 16 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, and after that one now 7 blocks.
7 blocks.
That's big. 7 blocks here in this game.
Right when he's supposed to be. Right when he's supposed to be. He's right there. He's doing what he needs to do. And guess what? That block turns into points because of their transition game. Really amazing.
Oh my goodness. And on the other end, I was just about to mention his names, but Carter Fields now 14 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks of his own in this game.
His 5th dirty line for the year. Trey Hyman's 11th dirty line for the year.
Shot there up and no good. Heartland looking to push it in transition. The pass inside, the feed, and the finish. Zombie Stars not backing down. 1 minute and 32 left here in this fourth quarter.
Where was this game? 8 minutes ago?
Yes, it started getting interesting now. Trey Hyman here kicking it out to his brother Sean. They're looking to try to reset here. Only 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Drive to the basket, layup up and no good. Got a left here.
Race car in the red, baby. Race car in the red. Let's go. Let's get it.
And the foul and the finish. That is huge. Ricky O'Neal with the foul here. And that's going to take Marshall Hardwick III to the line for a potential 3-point play with just a little bit under a minute left.
Oh,
This is huge free throws here. And he missed the free throw.
Oh.
Point game here.
Oh, if I ever missed a free throw, my mother would still be serving time in Colorado's Supermax.
Step back jumper up and no good. Plenty of time left here. That was not a good shot in the hands of Carter Field. Down by 4, they need a bucket. Good screen, step back three-pointer, up, no good.
Did not need to rush that three.
The hand of Ship.
Did not need to rush that three.
Not in the bonus yet, so they do have to foul once again. And that's exactly what they're going to do here on this possession. Wardway with the foul, and that's going to send Caden Ship to the line here.
So, let's talk about smarts there. A nice, solid 2-point guaranteed bucket would have still put you within, I don't know. Let's see, what was that number again? 2. You did not need a 3, and an off-balance 3 that was contested when your own man is blocking your vision. Not a good move.
And if anything, I feel like the pass should have went inside. Because look.
Yes, it was wide open.
If the first free throw would have been made here in that situation, timeout by the Zombie Stars. But if that first free throw would have been made, cut the lead to a 3-point game, right? Now you defensive stop, same thing happens. You pass it inside. Now you got yourself a 1-point game here. Now down 6.
You know what? Legs get heavy, arms get heavy, the goal gets a little bit smaller, the circles around your eyes get a little bit thicker, but you got to keep your brain in it. You have to keep your brain and have awareness and slow everything down to make good decisions. Playing hero ball gets you nowhere because that's not effort, that's just a hot mess. You got to be smart, especially right now.
I mean, the Zombie Stars, I feel like, are definitely a team that's known for being in a lot of close games, but just not having the right mindset or whatever the game plan is to close a lot of these out. And you see there with the poor decision making, that's what it's gonna come to. Now you're down 6, 28.1 left. I mean, we're in a position now where you either have to get a super quick 2, or if the clock's ticking, you gotta go for 3 here. But you shouldn't even be in this position. It should be a 1-point game.
Yep, too much time.
Ball goes to the corner.
Too much time.
5, layup is no good. Rebounded by Sean Hyman. Fouled there by Hardwick. And with 20 seconds left here, Sean Hyman can knock down both free throws to extend the lead to 8. This might just be it.
Too much time. You need to know coming off the pass what the play was going to be. It should have been a pass on leverage. You'd be able to get that ball up and be able to get it in the bucket, and that was just way too much time. Once you got past 3 seconds, you've given the possession away.
And I think they've started to realize that here as substitutions are being made on the floor for the Zombie Stars here. And after this next free throw, if he can extend it to 8, 20 seconds left, that should be it here for Bay Area. At home, taking care of business, getting the win. This will extend their wins and losses to 17-7. Heartland Zombie, though, on the losing end of this one, they just lost a close game to ATL, and this one will drop their record down to 8-16. Such a close game, ending in such a somber way. 3 there, up and good. 5-point game. At this point, they're just trying to make the final stat line look pretty here, but Heartland Zombies just the flaws that were made late in this game costed them this victory. They had an opportunity to definitely come back in this one, but too many flaws down the stretch.
Well, you know what? Can I say something about that? Those flaws started earlier in the game by shooting the ball early in the shot clock, not trying to take advantage of the time in your possession. Missed free throw there. I don't know, but when the way you play early and you're fresh is can be a reflection of what you played late when you're tired. Those same bad decisions that played out early that allowed the Bay Area Breakers to get to such a big lead came back to haunt them later on in the game.
Well, the first free throw was missed here by Blake Gillenwater. He's going to need to get his composure here as he goes for the second. And he missed both. No timeouts left for the Zombie Stars here. They're going to need a quick shot. 3 is up and no good. And in the hands of Trey Hyman. And that will do it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. The final score, Bay Area 65 and the Zombie Stars 60. This has been quite the borderline game until the last couple of minutes there, but the final score is 65-60. We want to thank you all for tuning in to tonight's SimWorld broadcast. For me, LOB, my illustrious partner, the maestro, and to everybody in the SimWorld production team, we want to thank you all for tuning in. See you next time, and as always, see the game.
Be the game.